What a play, play after play after play.
And there's the ball.
Oh, yeah.
There it is. He is taking over.
That's just filthy. The greatest conference in the country is showing out tonight, gentlemen.
He's going upstairs with it, and that's going in. Your WCAC champions.
I cannot believe it. That is the greatest football game.
Thank you for being with us on a gorgeous, windy Saturday afternoon in the WCAC. On behalf of First Amendment Sports, I'd like to welcome everybody to Smithfield Fernandez Stadium, home of the St. John's Cadets, hosting the Gonzaga Purple Eagles in the 100th meeting, the oldest rivalry in Catholic school sports in this country. And you got us on a big, big, big day because everyone knows on the last day of the season when it's at St. John's, you get a cadet march on. We're going to get to that shortly. My name is Ken Marangolo. I'm joined here by Tim Strachan.
It's an awesome day for football. What a great fall day here in with Rock Creek behind us and everything, the backdrop. And whenever you do 100 of anything, you eat 100 sandwiches, that's impressive. Do 100 push-ups, that's impressive. We're getting ready to watch a 100th meeting of a rivalry that is just so big and deep in this area. And you throw out records, you throw out all that stuff, and you never know what's going to happen in a game like St. John's versus Gonzaga.
Well, it's a family reunion as Jeff Clay, Big Play Clay, is standing here right behind us. Kevin Ricca is downstairs getting some last-minute details for us. We got the Cadets forming up on our left. We got the Steed, the White Stallion, hearkening back to the days of the Lancers here, the Mounted Lancers over here on Military Road. We are going to let Kurt up in the booth take us through the pomp and the pageantry of the Cadet March On. I have to be fully disclosed and make sure everyone understands. I got a son who's wearing a uniform today, and he's going to be marching on that field. Hell of a moment for the Marangolo family and so many alums and families out there who've either done it themselves or have kids who are doing it today who have ever done it. We're going to say the words family reunion all day long. Anywhere you turn, you're coming face to face with someone who you'll love.
I've already run into my aunt and uncle.
Even if they're wearing purple or red, and even if you got an old McNamara Mustang in the house.
I've run into my aunt, my uncle, and my nephew and my cousin. I mean, I've seen half my family here already today.
It's an amazing day. It's really the football is great. It always is. These kids never let you down. You get a chance to turn your camera, turn your sights on some of the other aspects of both of these schools, and the histories that they have. I mean, how many text chains have you guys been on this week that involved St. John's and Gonzaga kids? And I say kids, I mean like 45-year-old kids. And it just never stops. It never dies. And it's an amazing dynamic. I know it's a rivalry, and there's a lot that goes on in that. But I hope that all the kids who are playing in this game, all the students who are in the student sections on both ends, and certainly everyone watching at home, knows and always remembers that for the rest of your lives, these are going to be your brothers and your sisters. So, enjoy today and enjoy beating up against the rivals, against your opponent. But, man, we'll be in this together for a long, long time in this town.
Well, I had two brothers play in this game. I've had countless friends on both sides play in this game. I learned how to toilet paper a house because of this rivalry. I was about 8 years old when my mom and my dad and my brothers took me down to the O'Connell's house because they were Gonzaga, we were St. John's at the time, throwing toilet paper, putting shaving cream on the cars. It was pretty cool.
Put the T
in TP. It was a growing up moment.
I love it.
Yeah,
it
was a growing up moment for me. So there's a lot of history in this game.
There sure is.
Short term and long term.
Well, we might have some special guests coming along the way. I'll tell you what, with Kevin downstairs collecting some last-minute information, why don't I invite our first surprise guest of the day to join us just for a moment or two before the Cadets walk on. Jeff Big Play Clay. I know we're at St. John's, but this man is a man for the conference. He's our brother going all the way back, class of '94. Beloved in the WCAC. Jeff, it's so awesome to have you. I'm never going to not put a microphone on you if you give me a chance.
I appreciate that, man. Had to come up here, put this purple influence in this
totally red community. Try to saturate it with a little good color. Get rid of that evil color, you know. I'm excited, though. The guys have been putting in work all week. And, you know, early in the season, it's a lot of hype about St. John's. You know, a lot of people felt like they were invincible. And, you know, you watch them throughout the season. It's a few chinks in the armor. So it causes a little optimism for the underdog, which we are certainly going to be today. And so, you know, it's a lot of good emotions running down there on our street, and we're really optimistic about what can happen today.
When Kevin comes up here, he'll have plenty of time to talk about what this game meant to play in. But from your perspective, from Gonzaga's side, what did it feel like to play in a game like this?
So I'm from Southeast DC. That's where I grew up. I didn't quite have the pedigree you guys had coming up. You know, everybody in the neighborhood went to both these schools or prep or somewhere pretty much. So I didn't understand the full, you know, capacity of how important it was to the families in the schools until I walked into our street, you know, my freshman year. And then you can't help but just embrace the competitive nature between both schools. Now, it's not a thing where you hate the other guys outside of the game because, you know, everybody's got cousins that went to this school and went to that school, or somebody's married to somebody's cousin down the line, or they dated somebody's sister. You know, so there's a lot of history from when kids are in kindergarten up to middle school. So, you know, you come of age with those guys, but when you get to ninth grade, you may split. So you got that love, but then, you know, once Friday nights or Saturdays when you play that school on Military Road, and if you flip it, that school on our street, you know, it's a day where you just got to put the love aside for, you know, the 4 quarters and go to battle because you want bragging rights. And that's really what it's all about. You just want bragging rights for 365 days or 364 to the next time you play again. And then, you know, it's all love in between those days, though.
Well, Jeff, don't go far. Hang out with us. We're going to take it to the booth. We're going to let Kurt walk us through what's happening on the field. And we got the cadet march on is in progress, and we will be here the whole time. We're not going anywhere, and Kurt's going to take over. Take it away, Kurt.
Is commanded by Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Dante Kalanta and assisted by Cadet Josh Baroa. Today, the regiment is joined by a mounted rider wearing the traditional cadet uniform and a white horse. This is a tribute to SJC of the past. In the 1970s, the Corps of Cadets had a small team of cadets on white horses as part of the regiment. These cadets were known as SJC Lancers. The 1st Battalion is commanded by Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Alex Buck. The Battalion Sergeant Major is Cadet Sarah Fenimore. 1st Battalion, the company, is commanded by Cadet Captain Noah Hall. Company 1st Sergeant is Cadet England Brown. 1st Battalion B Company is commanded by Cadet Captain Brayton Mitchell. The company 1st Sergeant is Cadet Anthony Rose. The 2nd Battalion is commanded by Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Ashley Morales. The battalion's Sergeant Major is Cadet Dylan Rosen. The 2nd Battalion, a company, is commanded by Cadet Captain Alfred Sirwin. The company 1st Sergeant Cadet is Owen McManamy. 2nd Battalion B Company is commanded by Cadet Captain Sean Williams and being led by Cadet 2nd Lieutenant Sean Harmon. The company 1st Sergeant is Cadet Eddie Pearson. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to present to you the St. John's College High School 2022-2023 Corps of Cadets. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of the national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. In honor of St. John's history with the U.S. Army, the regimental band will now play the Army song. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the 2022 St. John's Regimental Parade. Let's show our appreciation to the cadets as they march off the field. Today's game, today's officials. Timothy Allen, Dwayne Graham, Byron Ware, Evan D'Angelo, Jesse Red, Bryant Sweets, Russ Antler, Michael B.
That
Walker.
was awesome. Love it. Any tradition that makes it 100 years that involves two awesome institutions and all these amazing families is worth the price of admission.
Says a proud dad, but there are so many other proud dads and moms and uncles and aunts and cousins and everything.
Yeah, you better believe it.
It's unique to this school. It's the Cadet Corps program is a cool thing for those that decide to go through it. Before it was mandatory, but now a lot of kids choose to do it, and it's just an awesome, unique program to this school.
And I want to bring in for the first time of the day, Pride of St. John's himself, Kevin Ricka.
No better place on earth to be than right here overlooking Rock Creek Park. And you know how I feel about this place, Ken. This time of year, when the leaves change across the street, it's the backdrop for the premier Catholic high school football rivalry in the nation. And some say it started in 27, some say it was in the 1890s. 1890s makes it the longest. I don't know the men that did that research, but I trust them. I trust them, and I know that this, being a part of it, is by far and away the greatest rivalry you can be a part of at this age in this nation. And as you can see, this game defines these two school communities. The synergy between the energy of the programs brings the level of competition and chaos to a whole new level. We've got 41 seniors out here today playing in their final St. John's Gonzaga game. We wish all you gentlemen good luck.
Absolutely right. Well said, Kevin. We are going to get to the game itself, and we're gonna talk about those seniors, because it is a good day to be a senior on Senior Day. You guys both played in this game as seniors. We want to make sure we're senior centric. No, you guys were both.
I also did not play in this
I
game
always
as a senior.
mess that up. I always in the league T.
True this.
You nailed it.
I nailed it. As we're making some last-minute adjustments here on the set. It's a windy day over here. Kevin beat me to it. It's a gorgeous backdrop. Oregon behind us. The students are in. Both student sections are set. The horse is cooling down over in the end zone. I think we're going to get a little bit more of that before the pregame's out. But let's talk about some of the action on the field. Let's get right to it. Let's talk about St. John's first. Our home team, the St. John's Cadets. Players to watch. Again, we're going to focus on the seniors, and we're going to focus on the players actually that we've had a chance to cover for pretty much the entirety of their career. And then we're going to start with Adrian Littleton, whose brother you get to watch over there in College Park, but in his own right, an amazing defensive lineman, a great athlete, great smile, and a strong presence on this team for his 4-year career.
We've watched him mature. We've watched him change his body. The young man plays the defensive end and the D-tackle position. He is very versatile, and I'm telling you, he makes big plays, and I understand what position he plays, but watch the plays he makes today. He always seems to be around the ball in that backfield. Adrian Littleton, enjoy your day, son, my man.
David Ojebwe, the monster defensive lineman talk about a guy who's put it together over his career. T, every single time we got you were the first one to say his name right, first one to lead us, which is odd. But no one gets his name wrong at this point, nor will they as long as he's playing football.
You don't even have to know that he wears number 8. He kind of just stands out. He looks the part. He plays the part. He is a monster on the line, as you said. He wreaks havoc in the backfield, and he's going to be needed big time today to step up big in this big game.
Now we had to make some adjustments as we're going to be missing a couple guys, but the next guy here, Dejon Riggs, is someone we just had to put on. He's been super fun to watch. He's a junior, so he's got another go around here. But I'll tell you what, he has leaps and bounds improved his game, Kevin. And at the end of the day, he's been one of the biggest playmakers and kind of the engine for the St. John's offense.
He is the engine. He's their stud. He's their guy. You're going to see him run it. You're going to see him catch it. You're going to see him throw it. You're going to see all those things happen today. And I'll tell you right now, he's very good at all of it.
And number 2 today, we've seen him wear other numbers in the past, but you're not going to mistake. When you watch him play, you don't need to know his number because you know it's silky, smooth, Sean Williams.
Well, he tricked me last week.
Yeah, he did.
Wore 2, and I said, where did this number 2 come from? I didn't have the roster in front of me when they were playing against Good Counsel. I'm like, why aren't they giving this kid the ball more? It makes sense now.
Yeah.
He is a baller, and he is the biggest playmaker on this St. John's team.
Also heading to College Park, Kev, is that right?
Oh, that's exactly where he's going. The pipeline continues. Get him out of here and at St. John's College High School and make him a Terp, and it seems to work pretty well for Coach Loxley.
It sure does. Let's turn our attention to the boys from I Street, the Gonzaga Purple Eagles. In their own right, a very good a program. Obviously, Coach Randy Trivers knows what he's doing over there. But number 2, Jalen McDonald, who I don't think we're going to get a chance to see today, Kev.
Guys, and we'll talk about that in a second. Unfortunately, there's a handful of young men we're not going to get the chance to see today, but it looks like Jalen McDonald was on the sidelines in street clothes. I don't think we're going to see him out there today, and that's a shame, and it's a shame for all the young men, especially the seniors that won't be playing today. Like I said, we'll get to that, but Jalen McDonald has been a stud, a second-team All-League wide receiver last year. He's been a scholarship-offered kid and a very good player for them, and I wish him luck moving forward.
Had to have him out there. I've enjoyed watching him throughout his years for Gonzaga. Brendan Lee, the senior wide receiver, number 12. We're going to get a healthy dose of him today in that Gonzaga offense, and for good reason.
Good reason, not just brawn, it's also brains. He just committed to Cornell, and we wish him well up north, and he's going to be out here today showing just why. And this senior is a guy that, he's a bit of a do-it-all guy. He can play outside, inside. You're going to see him catch little quick digs. He runs clean, crisp routes, and he's a heck of a football player.
Markeith Hogan, following in a tradition of lunch pail, hard hat, kind of linebackers for Gonzaga. One thing I've always appreciated about Gonzaga football is when they find a guy that they can put in the middle of their defense, and they just figure out ways to get it done.
Yeah, he's an impressive young man in the middle, in the heart of that defense. He is their heart on the defensive side of the ball, and he's going to be all over the place making plays. He's got an offer from Merrimack. We love Merrimack and how they take care of this conference. They know where the best ball is played. The young man is a very smart, intelligent kid. Second-team all-conference last year. Keep an eye on number 6, making a ton of plays today. He'll always be near the ball.
Gonzaga is going to need plays from this next individual, number 3, the senior defensive back, Miles Johnson. We've had a chance to say his name a few times in calling Gonzaga games, and if Gonzaga's lucky, we'll say his name a few more times today.
And another guy coming off a second-team year, and this is another guy who's very smart, guys. He's got offers out there from Dartmouth and Georgetown, and you're going to see on the field what type of toughness he shows. When you've been battle-tested in the defensive backfield in this conference your entire career, you're going to be playing some top-notch ball, and the young man has it.
He sure does. And obviously, we said it before, coached by Randy Trivers. I'm never going to not say the childhood next-door neighbor of Andy Stefanelli. But 9 seasons at Gonzaga, if you talk to any parent who's put a kid through the Gonzaga football program, you're almost never going to hear. In fact, I'll say you're never going to hear anything bad about that program and the manner in which he takes care of those young men, and he put that program together. So he's representing Gonzaga well. He is organized, disciplined individual, and it shows when his team takes the field.
Well, yeah, and he doesn't have the Caleb Williams-type player out there this year, but that doesn't matter. The way this man coaches his team and gets these players ready, especially at the end of the season, we've seen it. They've gone winless in the regular season and then gone to the championships after that. So he runs a dangerous system that these kids buy into, and if they play together as a team today, it's going to be a very good game.
This guy was a USA Today National Coach of the Year, and that coincided with the year that he went 1-4 in conference in the regular season. You talk about a conference that is all of it. This guy knows what to do, and the game plan he utilized here a few years back, no one will forget, when they upset top-ranked St. John's. And he put them in the right position to win, and that's what he's hoping happens again here today.
We mentioned it. We mentioned it whenever we get a chance. But on the other side of the home sidelines, head coach Pat Ward. Again, pride of St. John's, a local hero to all of us just because we love him. And he's on a weekly basis managing a program with high expectations. I mean, let's say it. He's got good athletes. It's a great fan base, a great alumni association. The students are behind him, and when Pat Ward is on the sidelines, everyone feels good because he is the guy. He's the guy you want out there.
Well, yesterday I decided to stop by and see the guy and have some lunch. It was just lunch.
Just lunch, okay.
But I thought we'd come in there and talk about the game. I don't think we've talked about it yet, because when you get together with an old teammate during St. John's Gonzaga week, I don't care which team you played for, you see an old teammate that week, the stories don't stop coming out. After 2 hours, we hadn't even talked about what was happening here yet today, and that's just how it is, and I love it.
Well, when you know a guy for nearly 30 years, that's how it is, and that's how it is for this conference. And you know, we just been talking about the kind of family reunion, but also the friendships. There's rivalry on the field, but there's friendships too off the field. So great to see all of that, you know, come together.
100%.
Well, the players in white with purple helmets have taken their place on the opposing sidelines, and the home team is about to walk through what I believe will be a saber walk here, and again, old school. Yeah, let's do that, Kevin. We got the players coming out. Who aren't we going to see today?
So unfortunately, myself and T are very sensitive to the young seniors that don't get to play that last game of their senior year because we did not have that opportunity, and I hate to deliver the news I'm about to, but on the Gonzaga side of the ball, I noticed Evan Link in street clothes, the Michigan commit, starting left tackle, and one of the top recruits on the Eastern Seaboard, and certainly in Washington, D.C., won't be playing today. We told you about Jalen McDonald, another senior that won't be out there. We wish those guys the best. St. John's is going to be without 8 senior starters today.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow. Colin Gill headed to Oregon is out. Rohan Davey headed to Cincinnati is out. Miles Slade, starting quarterback, is out. Rashid Hall with 5 scholarship offers is out. Wilson Gonzalez, the other D tackle. Ian Miller and Aki Edwards. So we wish all those guys the best, and I hate it for them, and I know it's a terrible feeling, but you know what? It's next man up, and both programs know that, and organizational depth will be the key to victory today here at St. John's.
And Kevin and Ken, that changes a huge dynamic in this game. Every single one of those players, all 10 of those players from both teams you just mentioned, are huge players in this game. With them out, who knows what's going to happen in this game here today.
It was a wild week. Both schools had hundreds of kids out sick, practice. It was almost back to the old COVID days. They were patchwork trying to get guys in and out. Hey, you tip your cap to the heads of these two programs. They have problems that they got to deal with that I don't wish on my worst enemy, and God bless them for getting their team ready to go today, and we'll see what happens.
T, you said it. Any given Saturday, well, of course, we're going to get the Lancer, the mounted Lancer. This again, I did a little digging, had a little history, got a little history lesson from Jeff Mancabelli, and this goes all the way back to the 70s, the Mounted Lancers. So this was a tradition that was part of the St. John's Cadet Corps back when they were, like T said, back when this was just a military school. But getting back to what we were saying, the not having seniors for St. John's Gonzaga, this is one of those matchups where I'm not going to say the cliches because everyone knows all the football cliches. You could say them all about this matchup, so we're not going to say them.
Give it 110%, Ken.
Give it 110%. Not having seniors in St. John's Gonzaga matchup is huge because that's the heart and soul of this game. 4 years you wait for a chance to be in this game, and that's the way it goes because those are the guys who lived it the longest, and something happens inside them on this last day of the season where it almost doesn't matter what's happened in the 3 or 4 weeks before in this conference. So we've watched it.
Are you throwing the records out the window?
No, see, I didn't say that. I said you could say that. I almost said 4 of them, but I paraphrased them. But that's the truth. You can look at when these guys get on the field, not having those seniors, it does throw a little wild card and curveball in this matchup because there's a little bit of the anchor has kind of been taken out of what this game is when you take that many seniors off the field.
And big-time announcers make big-time announcements
there you
on
go.
days like this.
There you go. There you go.
Well, let's just also remember, look, the great thing about playoffs, right? This game is a big game. It's a rivalry game. It means something for history and all that. But then the playoffs come, and some of these kids will have an opportunity to come back and be a part of those games that really matter in the next 2 weeks.
Yep, absolutely.
We got, I tell you, T and I were talking about it. Of course, we had Jeff Clay up here in the booth beforehand. I'm looking down, and it just you can't look anywhere without seeing people you know and love, neighbors, classmates, families. It's unbelievable.
Well, an example of that is today I'm walking in. When I played here, the last time this home game was here, I was playing, so that was a long time ago. But my old center, Nick Luongo, and he seemed a bit anxious. I said, "You ready for a nice day?" And Ian Miller is out as the center, and the center starting today is Nick Luongo's son.
Wow,
that's awesome.
Bobby Luongo starting at center today. It makes us a lot older, but how special is that?
Nick was your center.
Nick was my center,
That's
and
amazing.
now his son is playing center today. And this is just what this rivalry is all about on both sides of the ball. We're so tied into each other, and this is the best part of the rivalry.
Also shows your years, my friend.
Yes, and you're 2 weeks older than me, so we're good.
I see Joe Rada down on the sidelines. Got a big St. John's flag right there in front of the student section. We'll get that. They'll get that moved out.
Just pure class act. Joe Rada is the nicest guys there's ever been in this conference.
Joe Rada on the Gonzaga side, Dennis Hart on the St. John's side. Again, big thank you to Jeff Mancabelli and his whole team, the whole administration here for what they do on days like this when they play the host. We've seen what I Street does when they play the host. I still the food that we got from Jen Doherty last year, I still tasting it. It was amazing. But they take care of you when you show up on campuses around this league on Saturday afternoons.
And we want to say thank you to Jeff Mancabelli for taking care of us and allowing us to be here doing this. This is special to us, and it's very important.
It is. We got some – I think we're going to get a prayer here before, and we don't want to talk over that. I know the teams are – the pregame routine changes just a little bit on Cadet March On Day, so we'll roll with it. We're going to put 12 minutes on the clock and get this first quarter started here momentarily. But just to set it up here, seeds are pretty much in the WCAC. Seeds are, for the most part, on their way to being determined this weekend. Everything happens after today. We will know.
The winner of this game plays Good Counsel.
That's right.
And the loser of this game goes to DeMatha.
DeMatha and Good Counsel are for sure hosting. Who shows up in those two places will be determined by the outcome today. And we will remove our hats, and we will have a prayer here.
Officials and opponents with respect and dignity. Challenge me to always do what is best for my team and not necessarily for myself. Enlighten me to the powerful life lessons I will experience during this competition, win or lose. I ask all of these things through Christ our Lord. Amen. St. John Baptist de La Salle. Live Jesus in our hearts. Thank you.
Yeah, so the 1 seed was determined last night as DeMatha defeated Good Counsel in 28-14 in a big-time WCAC matchup. And as Kevin said, where these teams will play next week will be determined by the outcome of this game. Gonzaga is going to kick off. St. John's is going to receive.
And I will say this, as this game gets more important by the minute, I hope you know that the winner in the last 5 years, the winner of the final game between St. John's and Gonzaga has advanced for 6 straight years to the championship, but the winner of this game has claimed a stake to the WCAC title 4 of the last 5 years. Wow. That's huge. That's the first time in WCAC history that has happened. So the tides have turned, and here today, the winner of this looks to have a pretty good shot to advance for 2 more weeks.
I like it, Kevin.
Historically speaking.
Historically speaking. Jalen Penny get things underway. That'll be a touchback. St. John's, 1st and 10 at their own 20. We're going to get our first look of the day at sophomore Isaiah French.
I think it's important for St. John's to get the ball first and trying to establish, some success and get on the board early, just because they have so many seniors, so much leadership, so much experience that's not out there. It's important for them to set the tone here first on offense.
And they are very difficult when they get the lead, the way they run offense.
Yeah. Get ready for a healthy dose of number 3 if you're the Gonzaga defense. And here we go. Ball on the ground. Isaiah French covers it. Tough way out of the gate there. This snap was mishandled by the quarterback. Looks like I believe he turned his head before he had the ball controlled in his hands.
It just allows Gonzaga's defense now to kind of, play a little bit looser, right?
Absolutely.
They can kind of bring it a little bit here and try and capitalize on that mistake.
2nd and 16 it will be for Coach Ward and the Cadets. Up the middle, Dejon Riggs, and he'll make it to about the 17-yard line. 3rd and long. Asa Gregg wearing number 1, Sean Williams wearing number 2 for all of those playing the guessing game. High school kids love to change their jersey numbers, everybody.
3rd and 12, not a comfortable position, Kevin, if you're the quarterback.
Not on the first drive, first series. You're backed up. That goal line's right behind you. You're a sophomore in your first Gonzaga St. John's game. I think they stay conservative here, T.
Asa Gregg singled up on the bottom of your screen. French, he's got Sean Williams unable to corral that in. It would have been about 3 yards short of the first down, but he had a couple yards to run there.
Ball was a slight bit behind Sean Williams, one that he typically hangs on to.
Yeah, he's gonna want that one back. I mean, he's a better player than that. You know it. You can tell by his reaction of it. He's telling everybody, my fault, my fault. He's going to make big plays in this game, but that could have been a big one to start this off.
Big matchup for Lonnie McAllister, the sophomore DB, number 4 for Gonzaga. We'll be having our eyes on him all day. He's going to be on the other side of the ball from Sean Williams. Shane Messenger comes on to punt for the Cadets. Let's see how he handles the wind. My guess is the wind's worried about his leg. Yeah, that one
blew it dead.
Will be blown dead. But that ball traveled about 45 yards in the air. It's almost like when you're sitting over the tee and you're waiting for the wind to die down before you shoot it. A guy like Shane Messenger, I don't think he's too concerned. Power.
Yeah, that leg of his is a wind cheater,
yep.
No doubt.
5 yards closer for Messenger. Here comes the punt. It's away. It's a good one. Fielded at the 41. Gonzaga out of bounds at the 45, which is where they'll take over on their own 45. 1st and 10, Purple Eagles.
You're going to get a look at junior quarterback Aiden Conrath coming into this game with 13 touchdown passes and 7 interceptions on the season. This guy's accurate. He's got a quick release. He's a very good ball handler. They're going to do a lot of stuff at the line of scrimmage, and you know how multiple they are, T-Bird.
You remember last year, he came fresh off the JV to start in a very important playoff game here, and he just played the game simple. He got it out of his hands quick. If he had to get out of the pocket, he did, kept his head downfield, kept his team in it. If he can do that today, that could be a huge advantage for this Gonzaga offense.
And that was a good tackle by Rob Stewart. Special team stop there for the junior. There's a snap. Throw right away out to the tight end. And get ready for this. If you're looking for a healthy dose of Burke Harrell, you came to the right place. He might be their best offensive player. At least one of them, one of their top 2 or 3. He's a stud.
Gonzaga's always been known to have tight ends, going all the way back to Joey Hanos, another Terp from the WCAC.
They're going to be looking for ways to get Carroll the ball all day today. 2nd and 9 for the Eagles. Carroll in motion. Conrad again to throw. Brendan Lee, the senior wide receiver, steps back. It'll be a gain of about 1 as he caught the ball, looked to be at or behind the line of scrimmage, and fought his way forward for a yard.
Randy Trivers is notorious for using every inch of the field. You're going to see the ball get into Aiden Conrad's hands and get out quickly all day long.
St. John's defense notorious for covering every inch of the field as well, closing in and gang tackling wherever the ball is.
St. John's defense showing pressure. They come with 4. Conrad to throw. Lee with the catch. And he'll be brought down just past midfield. It'll bring up 4th.
Yeah,
about 2.5, 3 yards. And we'll see what Coach Trivers will do with his first decision.
I don't see a whole lot of movement on that sideline.
Sure don't either.
This is a big gamble. I mean, to potentially give the ball over at midfield, essentially.
Jalen Penn is on the field here, and they will switch out the personnel to punt. St. John's not sending anyone deep at the moment. And Brayon Williams will get back. And he touched it. And that ball's on the ground, and Gonzaga will have it. Brayon Williams was tracking back towards the ball. He tried not to catch it. It bounced up, hit him in the midsection. Tried to fall down on it, and it popped out.
He thinks he was down. He's having a conversation with the official, but that was a bang-bang play, and it's not going to go that way.
And I think that was planned.
That's a fumble.
We said there was no movement on the sidelines. Last minute, he subs on. It looked like St. John's was caught off guard a little bit, trying to get their man back to catch the punt. It just caught them off guard, and they were in a little disarray. And it ends up in the biggest first turnover of this game.
Pat Ward is digging through his pockets for a red challenge flag, but I think we feel pretty good. It looked like a fumble on our end.
I don't think he had control of the ball.
No, he did not. He did not have control. It was. I think that was a pretty clean. You're going to see it one more time. Bounces up, hits him. He goes down and get it. A great shot. We'll get a chance to find out who that was. The special teamer for Gonzaga. I believe that was Ethan Heim, the sophomore wide receiver, who put a hit on Brayon to knock that ball loose. And now we're going to get a penalty against Gonzaga, and it looks to be of the 15-yard variety.
It's almost a do-over. about 7 yards shy of a do-over here.
Yeah, by my estimation, this new
Gonzaga got 7 yards out of it.
Well,
the ball.
Yeah, where the ball
Brendan Lee made it past midfield. They punted from about the 46, 47. This ball's sitting on the 33, so call it 14 yards of gain here by the Purple Eagle offense / special teams. Aiden Conrath back in shotgun. Either way you slice it. St. John's bringing some pressure up the middle. And that'll be a run for about we'll call it a yard. It's a hard-fought yard. It's David Fred, the sophomore running back from I Street.
Gonzaga done nothing to take any shots downfield yet, but you got to imagine that's coming.
Well, Conrath has the arm for it, but it's a windy day outside, and you never know how it's going to impact each individual quarterback. Winston out to the left. He's going to catch it behind the line of scrimmage. He's got some room to run. He makes his way past the 30. He's out of bounds at the 28. That'll bring up third down.
Is there a way to call it 3 yards in a cloud of dust in the passing game? Because
it's a cloud of rubber pellets.
Thank you.
Is what it's called.
Well done. But that is going to be the game plan. Maintain the ball, time of possession.
Well, so far it's either between the tackles or a quick screen to the outside, and essentially a running play on the outside so far for Gonzaga offensively.
3rd and 5. Lee in motion. Makes his way to the backfield. Lee way behind him. Lee's got a long ways to go. And
I'll tell you what.
He's wheeling and dealing back there, but even to catch that ball.
Brendan Lee with the one-handed snag, that was a lateral. If he doesn't reach out and snare that,
that's a fumble. That's a fumble.
That's a heck of a play, but that's what you expect out of your senior on the final regular season game of the year.
Well, this ball sits at the 30-yard line. It's going to be about 4th and 6 3/4 of a yard. It's 4th and basically 7. Let's just say.
And into the wind, as you just saw on that last pass, you saw it flutter a little bit.
47 yards.
Yes. This is not a field goal.
Cody Hobson in the game.
But Gonzaga's going to have to go downfield here. They're going to have to try and attack where the stick is.
St. John's showing a 3-man rush here. Looks like they're getting a little, maybe something off the right side. Here it comes, 4th man. And that's a Jebway, and he is almost there. And Aiden Conrath is almost able to get the ball to Asa Mayo, the senior wide receiver on the sidelines.
How many times did you and I play that when we were kids? The little sideline catch. They tried to do it like an inch out of reach.
Yeah, he just missed the granddaddy of them all right on the sidelines, and that is a young man's game for eternity. But how about the St. John's defense stepping up, overcoming the special teams mishap, and now you got to be feeling good about yourself on the defensive side of the ball, and they're going to try and get things started off offensively here.
Game of inches.
French in shotgun. Handoff goes to Riggs. He's off the left side. He squirts up through the tackle. I believe I see a penalty on the field.
I thought I saw
something was thrown.
I think that ref needs to wash his flag.
What's going on
here? Put it in the wash machine.
Dirty? You're calling it a dirty flag?
Dirty.
It's dirty. There's dirty laundry.
I couldn't see it.
In the area of offensive holding,
yes,
that's what they're
is.
going to call. I'll tell you what, though, lining up David Ojebwe as an outside linebacker on that last play, on that fourth down play, and then creeping him up. When he came around the right side, it was like watching a horror movie where you could see the main character, but the main character couldn't see what was coming at him from behind.
Run. Run,
Get out of there, Aiden. We got the ball away just in time.
Holding on to Halloween, are you?
I am. It's this foliage, T. It keeps me in a Halloween spirit. Man, St. John's is going the wrong direction on offense. It's going to be 1st and 20.
Man, Daniel Holmes on the defensive end here for Gonzaga, huge.
Run up the middle, a lot of room, and I'll tell you what, Winston, the sophomore from Gonzaga, put a hard stop to that play.
T, I tell you, Daniel Holmes,
Lounge on the carry.
6'6", 240. He's a power forward for Steve Turner, and he is absolutely, dude, he's got a dozen offers from Penn State, Michigan to USC, and a bunch more. He's a specimen.
It looks it. You can just tell right there with the way he's just, standing amongst them. But, I mean, Winston on that stop, though, he looks it too, and he showed it on that last play.
Second and 12. French looking to throw. He's got time. Delivers it out to the running back. Over the right side, room to run.
So important for the sophomore, Isaiah French, to put that ball right on the money. He couldn't have handed it off better if he went out there and handed it to him. That gives the running back the forward motion, the ability to get to the sidelines. Look at the ball placement. That's just perfect.
Brayon Williams getting a chance to make amends for a special teams gaffe. And I'll tell you, it just feels good. Second and long, convert for your offense. He comes off the field. He gets dapped up by his teammates. 1st and 10 for the Cadets.
He doesn't play football like a freshman.
No, he does not. Great hands. Holder, right?
Yep, he's not faking. Nice tackle.
1 yard gain up the middle for Riggs. 2nd and 9.
Outside of that previous play, I mean, it's been the defense so far for both teams, really, stepping it up. I think whoever offensively is going to make those X-factor plays today has been a team that ultimately comes out on top.
Well, to see Brayon Williams out in the flat, and St. John's loves throwing the ball to the running back out of the backfield. To see Brayon, the freshman, bounce back after the mistake and make positive is a big deal. Pat Ward gushes about this young buck.
Four wide. French quickly. He has a man. Sean Williams snuck down the sidelines. Wasn't able to connect with the senior wide receiver.
Got to make those open plays. You're not going to get many of them. Got to capitalize on them.
It's hard to tell if the wind got that. Woods wide right. Williams in the slot on the right. Ball's on the right hash. French to throw. He's looking left. Now he's going right. He's got the running back. That ball is tipped.
It was Holmes. Holmes got a piece of it from behind.
Daniel
on the
Holmes.
back side, on the blind side.
And that'll bring up 4th down.
Look at the replay. Look at Zero coming off the edge. Gets there quick.
You think he got it from the backside, T?
I think he got it from the backside. Man, he's got some quickness with that size.
Couldn't tell if Bumball, number 57, got his hand up in there as well.
I know it's football season, but he's got handles. He shoots the three. He rebounds, and he's an excellent passer. This guy has got a dozen football scholarship offers. He's going to have plenty of opportunities to advance his career for the next few years.
And we're undercover, and I think at home you can hear the wind coming through this tent. See how that is a bomb punt, and that will land and bounce straight up, but into the end zone. Landed at the 1, bounced up and in. Be a touchback. Good change of field there by Shane Messenger.
I mean, he put that into orbit.
It was like above the wind.
If St. John's could have connected on that second open play by Sean Williams that would have, at least advanced them down, I think, into some field goal range. Again, I think those opportunities are going to be the ones, and whoever gets the most of them, and it's only going to take, a handful of them in this game for it to really put you in a position to gain that lead and try and hold off.
And you can sense they're trying to feel it out. A bunch of players are out. They're trying to get a gauge of what's going to happen. And right now, I think the idea is not to lose this game in the first quarter. Let's get to the point where, we're playing field position. If you're St. John's, you're Gonzaga, you've had a couple opportunities. You need to possess the ball and make first downs here. Get your defense a little rest.
But it's also going to be the defense. The team that scores first is going to be in such a great advantage.
Agreed.
Because of the way that these defenses are playing right now.
Aiden Conrath joining the backfield. Burke Harrell in motion. Conrath moving around in the pocket. He escapes pressure and he'll gain a couple yards.
They wanted to take a shot there, the first one of the day.
Cody hops in the back end there for the Purple Eagles. Positive yardage on first down. I think both these coaches will take that at this point of the game. Lee in motion. Ball's out to Brendan Lee. He turns and runs upfield. He's going to pick up about 3.5 yards, and that pile is moving forward, and so is Brendan Lee. Still not down. Good for him. It's going to bring up third down, though.
St. John's speed on defense is just too good for that slow developing screen on the outside to kind of get that alleyway you usually see. St. John's is doing a good job of getting over there quickly in pursuit.
Gonzaga showing their rugby skills, one of the better rugby sides in the country, really, nationally in terms of high school rugby. Aiden Conrath getting in on the scrum.
You've always loved the scrum.
Well, I also like when the quarterback jumps in. It's an 11 on 11. That's the way it should be. Burke Harrell, left to right. Third and short. Aiden looking to throw, sets his foot, complete for first down. Asa Mayo, the senior wide receiver. And I believe that's the first down of the day for the Purple Eagle offense, if I'm not mistaken.
Simple hitch on the outside. Get just past the sticks. Get it out of your hands early.
I like his release, his arm angle. He has thrown the ball around a pass rusher multiple times so far out to the flat.
And the give is to Fred. He tries the left side, and he'll be good for about a yard and a half. He'll be 2nd and 9.
Going back to Conrath, he's playing smart, right? He's getting the ball out quick. He's making quick decisions. But also on the 4th and long, he kept his head up. Wanted to make that play because doing it with your legs probably wasn't going to get it done. But then on that other carry he just had, his internal clock went off. He said, get what I can get upfield and give your team a chance another time. He's just using his head on every play.
Yeah, he's been crafty with great escapability within the pocket.
Handoff up the middle. It's a tough place to earn a living for running backs in the WCAC. It would be a carry for no gain, bringing up 3rd and 9. As I believe that was Fred again for Gonzaga.
Number 99, dude, Trent Wilson. This guy's one of the top 50 players in his class in the nation. Trent Wilson,
I believe
offered by Georgia, Penn State, Notre Dame, USC, and about a dozen more. This guy's got game. He's a 4-star. He's only a sophomore.
I was going to say.
He's only getting better.
I mean, he looked good as a freshman. I mean, he looks like he's going through the progression from high school to college to NFL right in front of our eyes physically.
Stud.
3rd and long. Conrath.
They're in zone.
He's got some time, steps up into the pocket, and delivers for first down once again, Asa Mayo. And it's going to be about a yard, good enough for a first down. And Conrath stepping up in the pocket and finding his man.
Yeah, he had time there. They played coverage. They didn't rush a ton.
Yeah.
They let him sit. And Aiden Conrath is going to make plays.
I'm surprised you're not just trying to throw it in there and make him make some quick but ill-advised decisions. Instead, they tried to play the chess match, and Conrath won.
The tournament's next week.
It's just warm-ups. Fred off the right side. He's got some room. He's moving upfield. Breaks some tackles. He's to the 30-yard line. He's got a lead blocker. Inside the 20, David Fred. Great blocking by the offensive line because he was able to find a lot of real estate to run in on the right side there for Gonzaga.
That might be the best run of Gonzaga's WCAC season. That was executed perfectly, and David Fred squeezed fit through that hole and made positive yardage.
So far, big play to big play. It's 1-1. St. John's and Gonzaga. It's tied up on who's got big plays so far that has advanced the ball way down the field and provided them an opportunity to try to put points on the board.
St. John's is going to take a timeout here to talk about it, and so will we with 45 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Here's that run again. David Fred shed tacklers.
Too. Didn't come down with arm tackles, broke through, got, lots of yardage after contact.
Keep in mind, Gonzaga is driving with 45 seconds left against the wind. So a play or two here gives them the ability to kick a field goal with the wind at their back.
Are you going to break out in song against the wind?
If you would like me to, on a day like this.
I think our audience would love for you to just jump into a ballad.
Obviously.
I strenuously disagree.
Yeah.
That's a huge boost for the Eagles. I mean, to be able to run the ball for that amount.
And I think they keep the ball on the ground here just for what you were saying, Kevin. Maybe, get the opportunity to kick it when it switches quarters with the wind behind you, if you have to kick it.
Wind took our scoreboard camera out. As people are watching on the screen, we'll keep you posted on that time. It's still 45 seconds to go. Aiden Conrath. Brendan Lee over the left-hand side. He's past the 20 to the 10, inside the 5 for a touchdown. Gonzaga Purple Eagles on the board first here on Military Road.
There was no one home, no one there for a contain on the backside. Brendan Lee's a senior he's silky smooth out left, and he just made a cut, and you watch him take it into the end zone. A huge start for the Eagles.
And I think he has a lot of thank yous to dole out. If we can see that replay here coming up, it's going to be well blocked on the backside too. He's got a little bit of a lane and some people helping him out.
That's a David Fred run. Two good running plays here for Gonzaga. One by Fred, one on the end around. Brendan Lee. Here's the extra point attempt. Up and good.
And the wind, no longer a factor in the first quarter for the Eagles.
That's right.
That's how you get rid of the elements. You just hand the ball off to your senior heading to Cornell, watch him make a play and jump up 7-0.
Gonzaga strikes first, puts themselves in a position now to try to protect that lead because I don't think it's going to get too out of hand one way or the other. I don't see either team really pulling away. This is going to be a hard-fought one down to the wire.
Gonzaga's offense able to get the ball out, whether Aiden was throwing it outside right away or on that end around by Brendan Lee a couple times. They've been able, as Kevin said earlier, to get every single inch out of the width of this field, one way or another.
And to get 50 yards on the ground versus this defense in back-to-back plays, I mean, that's a huge boost. That sideline got to be feeling great. We talked about how important it was to get on the board and strike first.
Not many people have done that this year. Running the ball has been very, very difficult in this conference.
Ball gets blown off the tee. I tell you what, the wind is a factor. It's 36 seconds to go. Our scoreboard cam is getting buffeted by the elements. See if they can get this ball up before it falls again. Jalen Penn. Ball will be fielded and returned. And he'll be brought down at the 10. And we said his name at the beginning of the game, Markeith Hogan. Brings down Jason Woods.
I tell you right now, I know how fast Jason Woods is. So that was one heck of a play there to run him down from behind on special teams, because he gets 1 or 2 more cents. The return was set up on the near side. That was a heck of a football play. It is Dejon Riggs time, fellas. They call him Dink. It's Dink and Sink. Sink Hay Blunt and Dejon Riggs. And it's time to get the ball to Dink. They need to settle down offensively and put it in their studs' hands. And I imagine a heavy dose of that coming away.
A little motion by Ruskovich. Riggs off the right side. He's got room to run. He's going. We got a flag down. Nice blocking by Asa Gregg as Riggs has the sidelines. And there's actually 2 flags down. 2 referees most likely saw this one the same way. We'll see what that call is, as Riggs showing you his speed and Asa Gregg showing you his downfield blocking. But this one's coming back. Holding on the Cadets. Be a half the distance penalty. It'll be 1st and 15 from about the 5-yard line. Just inside the 5. St. John's again hasn't started drives well. Fumbles and penalties on 1st and 2nd down have hurt them. Give again is to Riggs. And he gets back the penalty yardage and some. And it'll bring up 2nd and about 6. We'll call it 2nd and 7.
And I think that'll do it for the quarter.
And that will do it for the first quarter. After 1 quarter of action here at St. John's, it's the Purple Eagles on top, 7-0. As Gonzaga has come to Military Road, taking an early lead. They will switch fields at halftime, Kevin, not at the quarter break. I saw some people in the stands pointing this way. I'm like, no, that's not how it works.
I know this.
Yep.
How it's worked around here for the last couple of years is St. John's has been winning a lot of football games.
Yep.
They've lost 2 in a row here. You're talking about Good Counsel and DeMatha. Before those 2 losses, they were 22-2 before that stretch. So now you're looking at a team right now that is down 7-0 after the first quarter. They're down 8 senior starters. They've been down a portion of this year, and I know Coach Ward's over there looking at these guys, and he's telling them what he told me yesterday. He said, I know one of these guys that hasn't gotten an opportunity is going to surprise me, if not a few. Well, I think now is about the time that someone needs to jump out of behind a tree or a doorway somewhere and surprise Coach Ward, because he's looking for someone, anyone, to make that play to help out Dejon Riggs here offensively.
We got a big St. John's flag at about the 10-yard line, giving us a sense of that wind that St. John's is now going to be either being benefited by or going against. Gonzaga went against it in the first quarter. Looks like St. John's will be going against it here in the second quarter. Laying down the American flag on the big pole up top. That flag is coming straight at Isaiah French. French to throw. Intended target was Dejon Riggs. Ball was low. Sean Williams.
Looked like Charlie Sagely on the breakup.
He wanted the ball. Yeah.
Yeah, that receiver was covered.
Yeah. The senior wide receiver coming back to the huddle going, hey, man, I was running wide.
Yeah, quarterbacks love that when receivers come back and tell you they were wide open.
Yeah.
3rd and long here for the Cadets. Looking for someone to make a play here for the home team. Williams in motion. Back out to the right slot. French to throw. And Williams. He's going to fight his way close to first down yardage.
Very close.
Going to likely get a measurement. I don't know. I haven't seen any signal yet.
Well, neither one of you have great eyes, so let's see what the
my eyes are great. It's 4th down.
I just said very close. I'm trying to be as generally vague as possible.
I mean, this is 4th and inches for Coach Ward.
Wow. I mean.
And we're going to get a timeout by the ref. I think Coach Ward's asking for a measurement, and I think he's going to get one. That ball is right on the 20. Jason Woods was tackled initially, I thought, pretty close to that 10-yard line. They got the 5-yard penalty and backed him up, but I thought the 20 was the yard to gain, and that ball is sitting on the 20. It's going to be close.
What do you do here?
And he does not. I don't think he's got it.
I don't think you can gamble. Not with the ball already in the red zone if you don't make it.
Punting into the wind, and it's ferocious right now.
Well, I'm sure Coach Ward and his staff are a lot smarter than me. But
it just seemed to me if you don't make it,
they're going for it.
Yeah, this is a huge decision. You're putting yourself in a precarious position, because if they get the turnover and downs there and get a 2-score lead,
it's an opportunity for a big win for an offensive line that needs one. And if you're looking for a play, if you're looking for someone to step up, it's going to be a direct snap to Riggs. Handoff.
Wow.
Good for a first down.
And how do you overcome adversity? You give it to the ball. You give the ball to your playmakers, Sean Williams, Riggs. You give the ball to them and let them take care of it.
This 10, we just almost lost the 10.
Yeah, we got to. We'll be working on this one. We got a Joe Murphy on it. All right, Joe Murphy's in position. Yep, we got another guy. We got some guys. We got guys. And here comes some St. John's guys. He's at the 20. He's at the 10. Dejon Riggs. Touchdown, St. John's. Big 4th down conversion leads to a big offensive play for the Cadets as they look to tie this game.
I mean, what have you guys been saying? What have we been saying about the St. John's team? You're going to get a heavy dose of Dejon Riggs, because he right now is the most consistent, productive player for this St. John's team, and he has now proven time and again that he's the one that can make the biggest plays out here for the Cadets.
What a run. Look at Dick. He's not getting caught. This guy just got an offer from Ole Miss within the last couple weeks. Pitt, South Florida, Tech. This guy's all over the place. And the Cadets are certainly happy to have number 3 in the scarlet and gray.
What a play. Again, you got an opportunity to convert 4th and inches. Just a little jolt of energy there for the Cadet sidelines.
And Sean Williams and Asa Gregg up to their old tricks, 2 of the better blocking wide receivers in the area, and you see why, and you see what it adds up to, a tie game.
We almost lose a 10.
What did you say? Dejon Riggs blew the top off this joint?
Blew the top off this joint. We got a Joe Murphy on it. So,
Kevin, talking about taking a step back and looking at the league again. We're talking about how tough it is to run. But look at the running backs there in this league. We're seeing some already today. Fred with a huge run for Gonzaga. Dejon Riggs doing what he has been doing all year. But also look at DeMatha. Brendan Wyatt last night had 2 huge runs for DeMatha to close out Gonzaga, good counsel. And then on good counsel, Dylan Jones, a young man that is making a huge name for himself.
He's so much fun to watch.
It is going to be so fun to watch these 4 teams going into the next 2 weeks, and these players in particular that we're going to be seeing on Saturdays and maybe even beyond from there. Really, really good talent, especially in the running game. And with these defenses, it's going to be fun to see, who comes out on top.
Well, if you can punch it in from 75 out, or Dylan Jones can score from anywhere.
Yes, again.
Dejon is the same guy. Like this is it's going to be exciting.
Shane Messenger with a kick, fielded at the 3-yard line.
Ooh, he had a huge hole right through here where
Brendan Lee gets past the 20.
If he had broken to the left, he had nothing but green.
He looks confident with the ball in his hands.
Trent Brown's a tackling machine.
Right here, if he just sees that green to the left.
He gets.
Says the guy in the wheelchair up in the stands. with my apple crisp macchiato.
There you go.
As you're looking right here, as
left.
I'm trying to focus, but you're looking at number 43 for St. John's. My man, Tariq Boney. That's a freshman. 6'2", 230. This guy in 8th grade put 43 points up on Good Counsel's JV squad. He is filthy, and this guy can play. He's raw on the football field, but he is going to be special. Pat Ward got a big old grin on him when 43's name came up.
Conrath, 1st and 10, in shotgun. Burke Carroll motions out to the right. And that ball's going to go to Brendan Lee at the line of scrimmage. He's going to get around the right side and get over the 30-yard line to be the biggest first down gain for Gonzaga on the day. 2nd and 1.
The maturation of Aiden Conrath, looking downfield, checking down, finding his man. The senior, you know he's going to make positive yards, makes a guy miss, and gets right into the first down. But how about Aiden Conrath? Eyes downfield, very patient and calm in the pocket. Check down, get it to the flat, positive yards.
The only thing he hasn't been able to do is on some of the shots they've taken downfield is hit that back step and let it go. He's kind of jostle around a little bit, maybe, move in the pocket some. That's just a testament to the pressure that St. John's gives.
Hobson in the backfield. Carroll in motion to the right slot. Conrath to throw. He's looking to his left, inside. That ball's popped up in the air, and that ball is picked. Tariq Heyer with the interception for the Cadets defense. Second turnover on the day. Both have been big.
Looks like maybe it was just a little high and hot. Yep.
First chance of the day for Darius Wise Jr.,
those
the junior wide receiver.
Get in your gut, man. Yeah. When you're a quarterback and you see that ball get popped up in the air, you just kind of get sick down there, man. And you're like,
Well, I didn't have a strong enough arm to get too many of those because I wasn't whizzing it. But, it was annoying to watch other guys have to deal with that.
College you did.
Well, I know this. I'm glad Tariq wasn't playing against me in either place because that guy's a magnet to the football. If that ball gets tipped, he's the type of guy, 12, that just happens to always be around it.
Coming off the turnover, we'll see how aggressive St. John's offense wants to be on first down. And handing it off to Deshaun Riggs is always going to be aggressive as he gets first down yardage out of the gate. Just to wrap up that last offensive drive, I think that was Aiden's first shot at the slant route.
Now, the St. John's offensive line right there was absolutely fantastic. That was executed perfectly. Everyone's getting through their blocks and staying on them. That was there's multiple holes there for that to be chosen from.
Coach Ward likely wants to keep that ball on the ground if he can. Why wouldn't he want to? With number 3 in the backfield. The wind coming right at the sophomore's face. Riggs motions out to the left. Looking to throw. Screen to Brayon Williams. He makes the man miss. He's over the 20. He pounds over another tackler. He's going to make us all the way to the end zone. Brayon Williams through the entire Gonzaga defense. We do have a flag on the ground. The flag's at the 29-yard line. We'll see who it's on.
And maybe holding on a receiver. That would take away from an unbelievable individual effort.
Wow.
He's a freshman.
This kid
with John Riggins on Don McNeil there on the first tackle.
What 8th graders were playing against him last year?
Here he goes. That's Don. That's tough. That is tough. Well, this is coming back.
Yeah, I'm sure they got somebody on the outside, either blocking the back or a hole.
It looks like they're getting Jordan Seaton, or Jordan Seaton's trying to get a handle on who it was on.
Well, we haven't mentioned that name in the poor O-linemen that always get called out. Jordan Seaton, guys, is offered by 9 of the top 10 ranked programs in the country right now. TCU is the only team in that top 10 that hasn't offered him, but it's like that.
What's TCU
far
doing?
Away.
It's annoying. They might not get social media. It's like that dentist, 4 out of 5.
Someone
Someone has to always not recommend. I don't get it, but I'm telling you right now, I recommend him playing for anyone. This guy's a star. They're talking about him being a top-round NFL draft choice in the next 4 years, and he sure does look like it.
It's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, which was just inside the 30, so it'll be first and a long 15. No gain. 2nd and long.
I tell you who's tough as nails is number 33, David McMorris. I feel like we've been watching him play football for a long time, and it's because it's been 2 years, but he seems to make play after play after play. The physicality he brings to the defensive line is what allows this defense to have that bend but don't break philosophy. They give up a little bit of yards, but points come at a premium against these guys.
Eight and a half minutes to go here in the first half. 7-7 game, second and long. So Gonzaga's defense is looking to cover up a turnover. French to throw. Quickly out to his left. Trying to line up some blocking. And it'll be a real short gain. It'll bring up third and long.
What a huge penalty that was.
It's deflating, obviously.
It just seemed like St. John's had some momentum, right? They got that confidence in them. They were really advancing that ball, making some big plays. Now faced with third and 15 or 16.
French to throw in the middle. Riggs. He stays on his feet. It'll be brought down at the 34-yard line. It'll bring up fourth down. We'll see what they'll do here. This is a tall order.
Interesting. I would think maybe you at least give it a shot here.
Well, Messenger has the leg when there's no wind. Brayon Williams is on the field, and he's the holder. We'll see what they're going to go with here. Right, Messenger's backing up into punt formation.
Look at that American flag up there, up high.
Feel like something's brewing here.
Watch out for some craftiness in this kind of territory. Gonzaga shuffling around.
Perfect place to fake something here.
They're working the clock, and they might be looking to get 5 more yards here for the punt. Kevin, that might have been something where they had something on and they killed it because of what Gonzaga was showing, maybe?
Yeah, but they weren't in a safety. They weren't playing safe. Gonzaga had 10 men at the line of scrimmage and 1 guy back. But
they sure did.
I think it's 7-7, and no need to force anything right now, especially into the wind. Let Shane Messenger hang one up there and try and pin him within the 10-yard line and let their defense go to work.
Coach Trivers has declined the penalty.
Now do you come back and put the fake back in?
The referee is letting us all know the penalty has been declined.
It's a Newman move, right?
Shane Messenger is not in this game to punt.
No, he's not.
So let's keep our eyes on what's going on here. This ball is going to be run by Dejon Riggs. And that scrum is moving.
It's not going to be enough.
They're going to mark him out.
Of bounds.
Yeah, they're going to mark him out.
Hey, you know what?
That was the most telling fake I've ever seen. Wait a minute.
Now look at this. You just get an offensive line moving in your direction.
That's not the punter. That's the guy that just ran 70 yards on us.
So to all you high school football analytics guys out there, gave up about 7 yards, right?
Right.
Figured you're going to get a touchback
fairly
at the 20.
safe. Fairly safe.
That's right.
Nothing wrong with that. That's fairly safe. 7 yards, no big deal, no harm, no foul. You got your defense out there. What do you? It's a 10-yard difference, and you have a shot to make a first down. I think it's very safe. And then punting into the wind, you never know. He puts it out of bounds, like you said. I mean, out of the end zone. So, I think that's a safe call more so than a risky call.
Hey, who's not looking for extra changes to get number 3 the ball?
Right.
At the end of the day. Aiden Conrad, Cody Hobson in the backfield for the Eagles. Wise and Lee out to the right. It's going to be a run right up the middle as Hobson gets positive yards on first down to bring up 2nd and 8.
The freshman, Tariq Boney, man, he got off the ball and he made a play in the backfield that two guys beats them both. It comes on the inside. That's not typical for a freshman, not in this conference.
He was in the process of being blocked by Burke Carroll and still got his hands on the in the tackle.
6'3", 230.
Aiden out to his right. Burt Carroll. Going to be a catch for about a 4-yard gain. It'll bring up third down. Just over 6 minutes to go here in the first half. Gonzaga
being smart.
Big third down.
Using their run game and then the play action to just give yourself, third and manageable situation here.
Is that Rohan Davey that just snuck into the game? He's been dealing with a knee injury. He's been playing with a sprained AC joint. He got his ear sliced so badly his cartilage was hanging out of his ear last week. There's no reason for him to be out there. I can't believe that kid.
I didn't think we were going to see him. I didn't think we were going to see him.
We were told we weren't.
And he's in on that play.
And now we are.
And that's why he's out there. Bringing down Brendan Lee behind the line of scrimmage for fourth down.
He is the most physical tackler that I've seen in a very long time in these parts, and you see right here how his instinct. He just said, "Out of my way! It's time to make a play."
There's so much talent on that side of the ball for St. John's, but it's hard not to look at number 5 and not think that it's just the heartbeat of this defense.
And he's heading to the Cincinnati Bearcats, where he is going to be a factor at the next level.
Punt is away. It will be fielded by Sean Williams just outside the 30. The ball's on the ground. Recovered by Sean Williams as he was looking right back up into the sun. Hate to make excuses on the air for folks, but he was. You could see where the shadows are. Looked right up into the sun for that ball. He doesn't miss a lot of.
And he took his eye off it last second.
Sure did. First and 10 for the Cadets, going back the other way.
I love looking out there and seeing number 24, David Fred. He had a big run early on. Now he's an inside linebacker, and it's not a lot you see guys playing both ways, not at those physical positions. And that guy's just a sophomore. Keep an eye on 24.
French to throw. He steps up in the pocket. Sean Williams shows himself for first down yardage. It's going to be.
Sorry to cut you off, Ken. I was just saying, a nice poise by French, right? He's a young kid. He's made a lot of mistakes, but he's also made some big plays. There he showed how experience has kind of settled in a little bit. Didn't panic, made a little fake, kept himself composed, and kept his eyes downfield, and made a big play.
Yeah, you better gain experience fast in this game.
The sophomore defensive lineman Rex Stinchcomb. I don't want to pronounce his name wrong. Stinchcomb.
What a cut.
Dejon Riggs refusing to be tackled. Him and Brayon Williams coming up on double-digit broken tackles between the two of them in the first half.
Well, the sophomore, Kanoa Winston, that kid last year played a lot of minutes as a freshman. I think he's a kid from Montgomery Village that I've heard about over the years of his youth ball prowess. This kid, you know about him before he got to the conference, and he is going to be a stud for many years to come. That was an excellent tackle because Dejon Riggs made a cut in the hole right there. That, man, there was a lot of green grass in front of him.
First downs have been hard to come by. And on this drive, coming quick for the Cadets offense. Fresh to throw. Down the middle. David Fred was part of that defense.
I think French made up his mind. He was going to go to Williams no matter what. If he had just held it a second and gone to the outside, he might have had an outside receiver breaking open.
Yeah, they had Williams bracketed pretty decent there. That was.
Well, I would too if I was putting the defense together.
St. Blount steps off. Brayon Williams, Jason Woods, and Dejon Riggs all in the game for this Cadets offense with Sean Williams and I believe Asa Gregg. Riggs around the right side. He's just slicing and dicing his way off tackle. Good first down yardage for the Cadets. It'll bring up, good second down yardage. It'll bring up third down.
That's his lateral ability. Yeah, he puts a foot down and he gets to. It's not just a semi-cut. He advances after he puts a foot down.
That's the instinct it takes to make those type of cuts, on such a quick dime and with such quick decision making.
Third down. Brayon Williams to the left. It's going to be a handoff. Riggs sneaks through a couple of tackles, but he's brought down just behind the line of scrimmage. It's going to be fourth down. Another decision here for St. John's. Yeah, similar field positions
but a little
before.
bit further back. I still think it's 4-down territory here. You don't punt this. There's nothing Gonzaga's doing offensively. It's really going to scare you from there.
I agree with you. As the big tight end, Owen Ruskovich checks into the game. Looks like they're going to try and make first down.
That would be vice versa, too. If Gonzaga was offensively in the same position, I just don't think either of the offenses has shown that this should be easily a fourth down conversion try.
French in shotgun. Looking to throw. He wants all of it. Sean Williams running underneath the ball. Comes underneath it for a catch. Sean Williams. It was a good route. It was a great throw. First down, St. John's.
That was the ball that Isaiah French needed. That was a beautiful amount of touch. Look at the release. Fourth down and 6. Your sophomore just stepped up and dropped it in the bucket.
But you know, as a quarterback too, Kevin, you step up the line, you see that there in man-to-man, you find your best player, the guy that you trust the most, in this case, Sean Williams, to make that route. And you've done it over and over and over again in practice. Great pitch and catch, huge fourth down conversion.
And they don't hand out first-team all WCAC to regular receivers. This guy's special. And the Terrapins, man, they're going to get another one.
Coming around the right side. Sean Williams fighting his way. It would be a little bit of a loss, and I'm a little distracted here because it looks like Rohan Davies trying to come in on offense.
Well, that was a great defensive play.
It's going to be second and about 11 here for the Cadets offense as Brayon Williams checks in.
Who was that? Number 11 right there. That's a heck of a play, man. That's football.
Jalen
Bogues, man.
The junior. Second and long. They can get a first down inside the 2 here. Just about a minute and a half to go here in the first half. Gonzaga's defensive line shuts down that run over the right side. The Sink Blunt.
Dink and sink, man. You can't.
Dink and sink.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Rohan Davey had people around him getting him dressed on the sidelines, putting gloves on him. He was putting his helmet on. He was acting like he was about to come in this game.
Hey, how tough is he? I mean, a slew of injuries.
3rd and 10. Big test here for the Gonzaga defense to hold them to at least 3. Off the side. CK Blount. Oh, CK inside the 5. It's going to be just short of a first down. Jordan Seaton. He wants to go for it. Sink wants to go for it. They're going to call a timeout and talk about this. You got your leaders on the field.
Well, look how deadlocked it is. I think at this point in the game, you take the short points, right? This is even in high school, this is a chip shot. You should be able to get 3 out of this. Give yourself a two-score game. And what's been mostly a stalemate back and forth.
And St. John's got the ball first in this game, so Gonzaga's going to get the ball first in the second half, which factors here with 28 seconds to go in the half. Might tilt you in the direction of taking those points.
You go for it, you make it, you look like a genius. You go for it, you don't look like a genius.
How about you send out the field goal team and fake it?
Well, again, who's holding?
I said he's not faking.
He's not
earlier,
faking.
And he might make me a liar.
He might make you a liar. Brayon Williams, best hands in the business, is I believe is the holder on this team. So we're always looking for that.
When we asked Steve Turner about his point guard, Nick, and D.D. Holmes, and he lit up. That's how Pat Ward lit up when he was talking about Brayon. I mean, he can't get enough of this guy. And not just Brayon, his freshman counterpart, man, Tariq Boney, who I got to meet in the lobby the other day. What a nice kid. These are young stars that we're all going to have the opportunity to watch grow up in this conference and within this rivalry specifically.
Yeah, and on multiple surfaces. And shout out to Steve Turner and Pat Behan, faced off twice this year in the WCAC regular season. Behan strong.
Yes, sir.
And the offense is on the field.
Huge, biggest play of the day.
In shotgun. Adrian Littleton on the field. And Gonzaga with a huge stop.
Yes, it is.
Call it a goal line stop. David Fred.
It's a huge stop with 23 seconds left in the half. You're really not going to get anything done offensively here. But
nice.
As you said, they get the ball back.
That was Rohan Davey.
It was Rohan Davey.
Rohan Davey.
I told you he was going in this game. I believe that was Sexy Rexy Stinchcomb for Gonzaga, getting loose with David Fred to make that stop.
And Kamani Laumal beating his man and making a play across the face.
Big
time defensive effort.
It's huge because they get to possibly to start off the second half flip the script. St. John's knocking on the door. They had a chance to get a 2-score lead, whether it be a touchdown or possibly a field goal. And now, huge stop, absolutely huge stop by Gonzaga.
Lee in motion. Trips left now for the Eagles. And he gives to Fred. Spoon move at the 5. Makes his way to the 10-yard line. That just might do it. We'll see if Coach Travers wants to run another play. It doesn't appear that he will. And after 2 quarters and 1 half, St. John's and Gonzaga, after 100 meetings, are tied 7-7. We'll be back with second half of action shortly. Stay with us.
That's halftime.
We are joined, as we like to be, on the final game of the season here at St. John's with a member, a representative of the Cadet Corps, and I'm joined by Nico Jenkins,
yes, sir.
Class of 2016, and one of the leaders of the program here at school. As a parent, I do hear your name quite frequently. Mostly good stuff, but you know how kids are. You know how kids are when they're getting taught by someone or ordered around by people. It goes with the territory, right?
Right.
So first and foremost, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for your service.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about your time here at St. John's and what you've done since then.
Yeah, so I graduated in 2016. Played baseball here. I was in the Cadet Corps Leadership Program. I was captain of the Booster Club, the guys with the drum out there you see rooting on the football team. From there, I went to LaSalle University, played baseball, did ROTC, commissioned as a second lieutenant in the United States Infantry, did some active duty time, and now I'm back here at St. John's. No place I'd rather be.
Doing some active duty time here, from my understanding. You're getting active. You guys are staying active.
We are.
On a daily basis.
On a daily basis, yep.
The Cadet Corps is, just such a integral part of the student community here and really the history and tradition of this school. I thought it would be kind of cool because I get asked the question all the time about the progression, the evolution of this program. Once a military school, then more of a traditional ROTC program, now the Cadet Corps. Can you tell us a little bit about that progression and what this program is now versus, kind of where it's been in different iterations over the years?
Right, of course, and our history is so important to the cadets, and that's what we teach them. So we started in 1915 as an all-boys military school. Our lineage from there has gone on. We've had so many General Stanley McChrystal, Admiral Rogers, so many people who have worked, in the Pentagon hand-in-hand with the presidents. And from there, we went on to a traditional ROTC, JROTC program, and now we're a Cadet Corps leadership program, and we really focus on the history of St. John's and lineage, and then more of the behavioral sciences of how to be a leader, how to be a good follower first as your freshman year, how to be a good team leader as a sophomore. We focus on all those things, communication skills, how to be on time, right place, right uniform, all those things that these kids can take outside the classroom and integrate it on the sports field, their clubs back home with their families. So we really try to continue that on.
Well, I know we got a lot of proud families. We're so proud to have given them a little bit of a glimpse, if they couldn't be here today, to see their kids, grandkids, nieces, nephews, and such, in uniform on the field. Awesome tradition, the Cadet March On. Mm-hmm. Horse today, the steed, the mounted lancer.
The mounted lancer, yes, we practiced it. The kids got a real experience with the horse, cleaning up the horse on Thursday and Friday during practice. But yeah, that goes back into history again. We had a regiment where students would ride the white horses, the mounted lancers, and they would run out with the football team. The horses would lead them out in the march on. So again, drawing on that lineage and history that we have, that no other school in the area, I'm telling you, especially the purple one, has.
Well, I spoken like a true St. John's cadet. I understand you guys were in attendance at a pretty awesome ceremony in the last 36 hours.
Yeah, and then again with the history and the tradition of St. John, especially being a graduate and how that means the President's Medal was last night, and the award winners, something for these kids, and we were able to have seniors there working it and listening to it, and the graduates from St. John's receiving these medals and all the service and lineage they've done towards St. John's and improving the culture and just the St. John's community as a whole. It was great for them to see. It was great for me to see as a graduate, and I can hopefully bring that back to the students here. Yeah.
Nico, it's 7-7.
I know.
Against Gonzaga on the last day of the season. We've made a vow at the beginning of the game. We're not going to do the cliches, all the cliches that matter and count on a game like today, because we know what all those cliches are. But here we are in a battle. And so as an alum, you're sitting out there, what are you looking for in the second half?
Well, the best part is the football team is very heavy Cadet Corps. All right, so
it is. I noticed that too. I think that's I think that's amazing.
So I know what I've taught them and what Colonel Irwin has taught them in the classroom. They can bring that out, utilize those skills, and definitely beat the purple school.
I like it.
Yeah.
Nico, thank you so very much. Appreciate you being here. I look forward to seeing you around on campus.
Yeah, of course.
Big second half.
Oh yeah, St. John's 23, Gonzaga 7. They won't score again.
There you heard it. Nico Jenkins, class of 2016, Cadet Corps. So thankful for you and everything you've done for the community here, and we'll stay in touch.
Thank you, sir.
Awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are the right on the puck, Virginia Tech, BLM, 6913. We ask that you return to your car this time. Your car is blocking someone who needs to leave. Please return to your car this time.
And thank you for sticking around. On behalf of First Amendment Sports, I'm Ken Marangolo with Tim Strachan and Kevin Ricka from Fernandez Stadium, Smith Football Field, nestled in the Magnolia Football Pavilion here at St. John's College High School, where the Cadets are locked in a 7-7 battle with the Purple Eagles from I Street, just the way it's supposed to be in mid-November in the WCAC. Let's talk a little bit about what we saw in the first half, Kevin. We'll start with the home team side, and I believe the story begins with number 3.
Dink.
Yep.
Dejan. 10 carries, 127 yards, including the 75-yarder he took to the house to put the Cadets on the scoreboard. Make no mistake, we said who it would be. We know who it's going to be, and it's going to be the same dude this half.
T for Gonzaga. Talk about some of the players that stood out for you. I mean, number 7 stands out for me just in terms of the way he's played, the way he's developed. He's a junior. We've seen him a couple times already in his career. He's moving in the right direction, and he's showing you what he's learned on a play-by-play basis.
Well, he's a smart player. He's a fundamental player. He gets the ball out of his hands. He doesn't make huge mistakes. He makes good decisions when he makes them, even if it's like getting down, getting a few yards, or knowing the down and distance and trying to give your team the best shot. Gonzaga's done a pretty good job of finding some running lanes and getting things done. They need bigger plays, though, on offense. But I'm really more impressed with their defense. I think their defense played extremely well in the first half. Got them out of a bind there right at the end of the half with the goal line stand, and now, starting off the second half, have a chance to try and get the lead early.
Markeith Hogan, worth the price of admission, number 6. We talked about him at the top and on defense, and Brendan Lee, the other senior, number 12. Both of those guys standing out for Gonzaga.
Absolutely. Brendan Lee getting his team on the scoreboard on the reverse, willing his way into the end zone with multiple cuts. You want to put the ball on a guy you trust hands in the red zone. They did that, and then it worked out tremendous for him. You got Monte Whedon leading the defense for the Cadets with 5 tackles. There's a lot of football going on here. There's a lot of people coming up to the booth saying, hey, can you believe this? And the answer is yes, because if you've grown up in this rivalry, you believe anything that you're about to see. And very nice to see St. John's Hall of Famer Mike Brown stop by. I think one of the highlights, guys, of being a part of this entire day is seeing the folks you haven't seen in maybe a year or two. And you usually see them right here.
Yep.
And on both sides of both schools, there's some tremendously nice people that have been nothing but awesome to us and the reason why we exist. And it's nice to get the opportunity to say thank you.
That's the 2 most important words, I think, for First Amendment Sports over the years. We've never shied away from making sure that people know how we feel about folks in this league. And, man, I tell you what, it's 75 degrees, sunny. The leaves are turning. The wind's blowing. Everywhere you look, you see someone you know. They're all rooting for one or the other team. And I tell you, it is an amazing day for high school football. We're going to get a second half of action here. Gonzaga's going to get the ball first. Going to get their first opportunity to maybe make a couple of adjustments on offense, see what Coach Trivers does differently, if he does anything differently. One thing he did well, and Kevin was the first to say it, and this is what Gonzaga is good at, using the whole field, getting to the boundary, and giving their players a chance. And why that matters? Because the middle of St. John's defense is pretty hard to get through.
Yeah, it is. They're doing a good job of trying to commit to the run, but then use play action, get Connor out on the edge a little bit, and that's when they've had some success throwing it to the tight end in the flat. What I think we're going to see, or they're going to have to do, is a little bit more traditional, sit in the pocket, try to get the ball downfield, maybe in the seams, maybe in the middle of the field, which they just have not tested yet this entire game.
Now, I think Conrath has had the ability to chuck it, and he has, done the right thing and not putting the ball up for grabs, and he's checked down to the flash a few times to make positive yards. Watch that in this half. Anytime you can get 7 to 8 yards is huge for this offense.
Fred at the 15 to the 25. Fight his way. Forward progress, I believe, to the 26. And that is where Gonzaga's offense will take over, as even Shane Messenger can't get a ball to the end zone in this wind.
Nice tackle by Alex Provencher. Yeah, you're right. Wind at the back of the quarterback. Interesting because it is strong enough to be a factor.
Yep.
We keep repeating it, but we've damn near lost a tent 3 times so far, and that's going to be ugly.
Rohan Davies starting the half on the field here, and he's number 5. Monte Whedon, number 44. for St. John's today. Empty backfield. Conrath, quick throw. Burke Harrell met immediately for a tackle as Rohan Davey, and he's hurting. He just does not want to miss this game, and he's going to stay down. You hate to see it.
He's been dealing with the knee issue, like I said, an AC sprain. Guys, last week, he at halftime calmly said, hey, I think I might have cut my ear. At St. John's yesterday, 3 different people showed me the text. It looked like someone was gutting a fish. It was horrible. I don't know how it happened with the football helmet on, but I know this. The next time someone says, look at this or smell this, I'm not doing it.
Don't do it.
It never works. I just know this. This kid is pure toughness. You see the will he has to be on the field right now. He wants to be out there, but, man, he is so banged up because of his physicality. And I tell you right now, if that's my teammate, I'm getting fired up right now just to see him trying with everything he's got to patch himself together to be on the field for this. That's the type of old-school St. John's Gonzaga rivalry business that gets guys to take it to the next level.
And not for nothing, but he dropped Burke Harrell for a loss when he's gotten on the field. And when he's basically talked his way onto the field, he's made a play.
Burke Harrell can play, man, and Georgetown thinks so. They just offered.
Conrath out to the left.
What
no
a hit.
Gain.
Another tackle for Monte Whedon. He has been everywhere, man.
Yeah, I've always thought that kid was a very solid football player. He's just very good, very fundamental, good physical tackler.
Well, Ole Miss, West Virginia, Maryland, and 10 other schools, including Kansas and Tennessee, they agree with you, brother.
Third and long. Conrath to pass. Under pressure. In the grasp. Adrian Littleton. Big loss as it'll bring up 4th down and 19 yards.
David Ojebwe, when you look at this replay, David Ojebwe comes bearing down, forces Aiden Conrath to step up, and there's Adrian Littleton in his position, ready to make the play. That's defense.
Yes, Adrian knows him a slice of pizza or something for the assist.
Conrath did the right thing to step up into the pocket under pressure. There's nothing you can do about getting swallowed whole when the guy's right there. Dejon Riggs back for the punt return. The only thing he hasn't done is throw it yet, but we got another 22 minutes and 14 seconds.
Well, on the ground, still plenty of time to get the punt away, and it's a good one.
Oh, yes, it is.
It will be fielded, and it'll take a Gonzaga bounce, and it'll settle just about the 30-yard line.
I think with this
Jalen Penn with a nice little yard.
With the swirling wind and the sun in the face, I feel like the St. John's special teams have said, hey, you know what? If it's any danger, just get away. We will live to survive another day.
Yeah, year over year, and you'll see Jamar Curtis back there. It's a different play call.
Yeah. And we talked in previous. Adrian Littleton making the big play. He's made the big play year in, year out for this team. But senior year, he's made a million of them. And he picked up a Morgan State offer in the last couple of weeks, and we wish him the best.
French to throw. Asa Gregg in stride.
They got to get
for a first down.
They got to get the senior Asa Gregg going. This guy is a playmaker, and that's the first time I believe he's had his hands on the ball today. Extremely smart young man. I believe the entire Ivy League is on board.
And there, St. John's offense being the one going down the field, trying to stretch the game, the length of the field as opposed to the width of the field.
Isaiah French is very proficient with the RPO. He's he puts the ball on the money. He gets rid of it quick. That's something he excels at.
1st and 10. Cadets working from left to right. Fresh to throw. Quick one out to the flat. C.K. Blount.
Second down, probably keep it on the ground here. Try to give yourself a more manageable third. You don't want to be stuck again at this point with a 3rd and 8. So it's a big second down for St. John's.
3 receivers to French's right. And he's looking left. Low ball, incomplete. Sean Williams, the intended target.
Dejan was out there.
That was Dejan. I thought it looked like number 2 for.
Well, he's everywhere. It's hard. Yes, it's now Sean. It's now Sean out there. I got Dejan on the brain. But Isaiah's got to get that ball up. Yeah, we just talked about him being accurate in the RPO game, but that's those are 3 or 4 yards that are a must heading into 3rd down.
Riggs, Williams, Blunt on the right. French to throw, stepping up into the pocket, gets it away to Sean. No, that's Dejan. No, that is Sean.
Ball down on the ground.
Fighting for it.
2 and 3 is hard to decipher.
Sean and Dejan, it's tough.
Yeah.
He's still stretching it out there.
Trying to stretch it out.
Trying to get it. It's a game of inches, man.
All right, so 4th and short, Ruskovich coming onto the field. That's typically been a sign of they're going for it on 4th down. Braille Williams will step off.
I will give it to Coach Ward. He has remained steadfast in his decision to be aggressive.
Yep.
He desperately wants to gain the lead. This St. John's football team, this defense and offense both play better when they do have the lead, which is obviously easy to say. Here we go.
Riggs with the carry. Flag thrown right away at the line of scrimmage.
Might not matter.
Could be holding, could be face mask. It's holding.
It's going to be holding on St. John's. I don't think they got it either way, but we'll see.
Well, coming off the field at the sidelines, the St. John's staff was quizzical about the amount of holding calls versus the Cadets versus the lack of holding calls versus the Eagles. And that was a big topic of debate, I would say, kindly.
As the referees sort this out.
Looks like it's going to be Gonzaga's ball. What a huge play by Gonzaga's defense. I mean, that's massive. To come out and get a stop and get the ball with the wind at your back, right at the 50-yard line. Putting a lot of pressure on the St. John's defense to bail them out again.
Which they've done a lot this year.
They have.
Aiden Conrad. Actually, I don't see Aiden Conrad on the field. It looks like Winston is going to be getting the snap here.
Little Wildcat action.
Well, Aiden did get sacked by Adrian Littleton in the last play. Hopefully he's okay. So Winston tries the middle. Gets maybe one.
An interesting wrinkle.
I'm looking to see if number 7 is even.
He's there. He's on the sidelines. Doesn't look like he's. I think this is just a package Coach Trivers and his staff has put together to try to just change things up, give a different look, force St. John's to do something they're not quite comfortable with.
Again, Winston up the middle. About the same amount of. That's a tough way to make a living. But you tip your hat to all those young men in the middle of that field.
That was Tariq Boney who delivered an awesome hit.
Everybody wants it today.
I'm not real sure. This is the offense that was designed for 3rd and about 7.
Winston in shotgun. David, Fred, Cody Hobson in the backfield with him. Burke Harrell off to his right. Winston's going to look to throw. He's going deep. He's got a man. Brendan Lee runs onto the ball. He's staying on his feet. He's inside the 5. 1st and goal for the Purple Eagles.
He was wide open.
Double move.
Winston did the best he could as a athlete playing quarterback to throw that as far as he could. Still had to hold up a little bit to catch it. Brandon Lee coming out with a huge play.
He's the guy today. He's been the guy most of his career, but today he's been the man.
Ball's on the ground. Scoop! on the run. Cadets, 30, 20, 10. Touchdown, St. John's.
How many 90-plus yard returns are going to happen within 5 years in this rivalry?
Well,
it's bonkers.
Scoop and score.
I think St. John's fans are going to say that was a makeup for the one that happened 2 years ago here. Or was it 3 years ago here, the controversial
Rob
4 years ago.
Stewart.
4 years ago it was the controversial
the junior
fumble for 6.
And Pat Ward said, I know one of these guys, and he mentioned Rob Stewart as one of the possibilities. It's going to surprise me and come out and make a play. And how much bigger of a play can you make for Coach Ward than what he just did right there?
And I gotta shout out Mr. Stewart. He was hanging out with us pre-game, going through the motions with us as we got our broadcast set up. And I introduced myself, and sure enough, his son already had a couple good special teams tackles on the day. Comes up with a scoop and score for the Cadets to give them their first lead of the day. Shane Messenger on for the point after attempt. That ball is
the whistle stopped.
Good, but it'll be whistled dead.
You know what is awesome, and I think we'll get a shot of it right here, but the kids in scarlet and purple behind the goalpost trying to catch the extra point. It's about equal scarlet, equal purple. These kids know each other. They're going to be a part of this rivalry in no time.
It inches it closer. Does that change the lines?
Messenger stays on the field.
How many times has one team here today been on the brink of, kind of breaking things open or capturing a lead, and then something just flips and totally unexpected happens?
All right, these kids are going to get another chance. Where's Brad? Brad Ripito. I don't think he's in the mix of this one.
No, this one's for the kids.
This one's for the kids. Kick is up. Good.
And a catch. The kid who caught it was wearing a gray shirt.
Yeah, Brad told me he was upset they put the fence in. He can't get his scooter around it.
Wow.
14-7, 5 minutes, 50 seconds to go. Huge play. Gonzaga with a big-time stop at the end of the first half and again at the beginning of the second to give their offense a chance. It was a direct snap.
It was just it was unfortunate for Gonzaga. It was an unforced error.
David McMorris was in the backfield.
High snap. Yep.
Had a high snap and then
couldn't corral it, and then a scoop and score for St. John's. Totally reverses what we thought was about to happen.
It's just crazy. Well, they weren't catching him because Rob Stewart's flying right there.
Yeah, he is. Look at him move.
I believe that's the fourth 90-plus yard return in the last 4 years. 2 happened in 2018. One right before half St. John's Way and the famous Aaron Davis.
Yeah, the Aaron Davis.
The same exact left to right that we saw then 4 years ago today, this week, or a week from now. Eerily similar. And the feeling of one side of the stadium going silent and the other one exploding.
Was it Dominic Logan Neely?
Actually, scoop and scores have been really big in these rivalries.
It's crazy.
Over
it really is.
Even more than just 4 years.
Now it's time. 5 minutes and 50 seconds with the wind at your back for you come back out in this Wildcat after the big, huge double move. What a play by Brennan Lee to come back, and he put his body between the defender and himself to catch that pass. And I believe there's going to be a steady dose of the ball in Brennan Lee's hands the way he's making plays today.
Messenger, that ball will die just inside the 10-yard line. Brennan Lee, he's got some room to run over the 30, making his way to the 35. He stays on his feet. Shane Messenger will deliver the out-of-bounds hit, and the penalty will be on him. Couldn't help himself. The kicker got down there as the last man, and he wasn't.
That is not what you want to do there. But I respect him for going in there and trying, but.
Got a St. John's player hurt on the sidelines. Can't see who it is. Great return by Lee, and then this going to tack it on.
Yeah, inside the 50.
Good, very good.
They should be inside the 50, ready to get the ball back in Brennan Lee's hands because great things have happened when he's got that rock.
I think when it's all said and done, it's going to be closer to 45 going in.
There's a shot at Big 77, Evan Link. And no pads today.
Man, just trying to
They're
figure
going to
out.
be just over. They're going to put it right on the 45, I think. No, on the 49.
St. John's territory, 1st and 10.
This is about where they were before the big play to Brandon Lee. Brandon Lee.
And I tell you, another playmaker is Kanoa Winston, man. This kid, like I said, you've been hearing about this kid. If you're around the league the way we all are, people have been talking about him for the last couple of years. He's a special talent. Now you got Aiden Conrad back in.
Hobson in the backfield. Burke Carroll in motion. Conrad to throw. He's eyes downfield, but he's under pressure. And he's going to be brought down by Monte Whedon. Big loss. A 10-yard loss.
The same way Brendan Lee is putting the offense of Gonzaga on his back. It's the same thing Monte Whedon's doing for the Scarlet and Gray. He's everywhere.
Yeah, first bad decision by Aiden Conrad to hold on to that ball a little bit too long, not get rid of it. Put your offense in a really tough situation, second and at least 20 or more.
Oh, it's fitting. That number 44 jersey has been busy the last few years on Rohan's back. Monte Whedon's keeping it going today. Second and long, 2nd and 20 for the Purple Eagles. Conrad to throw.
Nice
Back
screen
to
setup.
Fred. He's got a lot
space.
of room. Looks like he might have had an inside track.
Yeah.
Pushed it outside.
If he had gone inside, he may have picked up a little bit more yardage. That was a nicely developed play by Gonzaga. First screen we've seen on the day.
Brings up 3rd and manageable, which is a win considering the loss from the Whedon sack. Conrad, Hobson in the backfield. Brendan Lee in motion. Conrad looking to his right. There it is to Brendan Lee. And he will fight his way for it. It'll bring up 4th down. Gain of about 2.5 yards.
And the two guys playing the best for either team just collided right there, right around midfield. That was a heck of a play by Whedon to get out there. And Brendan Lee plays for physicality. He wanted to bring it there. He wasn't going down easily. Nose to shoulder. Those two guys are playing football right now, man.
This is more like 4th and about, a long 4, maybe a short 5.
Yeah, we'll see what Coach Travers wants. The offense stays on the field.
And it's got to be almost double-digit tackles for Monte Whedon.
Yep.
And I would keep feeding number 12. Keep feeding him.
Rob Stewart on Brendan Lee. Wide left. Carroll goes in motion. Conrad, quick one to Burke Carroll. And he'll have 1st down yardage for the Purple Eagles on a quick dart by Aiden Conrad.
And there they are. They go right to the seam. They go to the big tight end. Get the ball out quick, but you get it downfield. They haven't done that too much. Whedon takes a seat.
Too much space in between that defensive back and that tight end on 4th and 4.
But how big he is, his frame, it's so easy to be able to throw it to him.
Power forward.
Yeah, he just, right there, that was like a choice route. He runs to the sticks, he turns around, and kind of just posts up. And you put the ball where only he can get it.
Well, Monte Whedon down. I want to see that.
Well, he sat down slowly. It looked like something was, he could have probably jogged off if he wanted to, but he sat down slowly. Looks like something maybe he's going to be able to shake off, but
75 degrees out here. You start talking about cramping up again. I mean, this is nuts, this weather. As they try and figure this out, I will say this, guys. People in this rivalry from the last few years, guys that we've covered that are off right now doing amazing things. Dean Engram, John Marshall. Olu Fashanu is going to be a first-round draft choice.
Absolutely.
He's a stud. You know how I feel about Caleb Williams.
State, yep.
Best I've seen. DJ Brown starting at safety for Notre Dame. Keelan Robinson leading the nation in offensive efficiency. Rakim Jarrett, Caleb Achekwu, Tremont Morris Brash leading their respective teams in sacks. There's ballers, man, everywhere from this game.
1st and 10. Conrath quickly to Brendan Lee on the right side. He's inside the 30. You say John Marshall, flags are coming out late.
Yeah, Ojebwe making a great job getting out there from his end position, redirected and making a big play.
Let's see what.
But then the flags were after the whistle. This is going to be personal
ball.
foul. I wonder if it's going to be maybe offsetting. Let's see.
You also got to see an up-close look at Conrad using contorting his body, changing an arm angle, getting the ball where it needs to go, around a guy like Ojebwe. That ain't easy, especially when that guy's coming to get you. What did they call that?
It's going against Gonzaga. Personal foul. Some extracurriculars, I think, on the other sidelines after the play.
March it back. It'll be 2nd and 20. Handoff up the middle. David Fred. And he gets positive yards up the middle of that St. John's defense.
Well, that's how you got to hit it, just like David Fred did. You know, no dancing, not against this defense. They're too quick. You got to hit a seam. You got to go make positive yards. Exactly what he does. Great job executing by the offensive line, as you see right there. Opened up that hole, getting by pretty decently without old Evan Link. And you know, both sides are out here, next man up, and that's what the deal is. But right there, that was execution.
Winston in the backfield with Aiden on this play. Lee Wise and Carroll out left. They'll be joined by Winston. St. John's rush. Aiden down the field. Brendan Lee, crafty. 1st down catch on the sidelines, and Aiden avoiding the rush.
He's running routes with precision, like a surgeon out there. He's carving the secondary up. He's making play after play. I just keep feeding him.
But also Hunter Renfro type of receiver.
But Aiden Conrath buying a little bit of time.
Great play.
Doing a great job of stepping up into the pocket, feeling where the pocket's collapsing, getting away from the pressure, but keeping his head downfield and making plays.
Wise, Carroll, and Lee on the right. Looks like something's cooking there.
Tight bunch to a jet touch.
And Winston inside the 10. 1 minute and 40 seconds to go. It'll be 2nd and short with the ability to get a 1st down. They might want to measure this. Is that what they're doing? Or are they just going to give it to him? 1st and goal. Purple Eagles.
Eagles fans are looking at the future of Gonzaga Eagles football because Mr. Winston is not going anywhere, and he is going to be a force.
Yeah, good-looking kid, good-looking athlete. Really impressed with the way Gonzaga's moving the ball here in the second half. Whatever adjustments, whatever they did on the blocking to get the running game going a little bit for them, they've had some positive yards, but that one unforced error, huge mistake.
You got me, Kev, when you said the name earlier. So I'll take my beating. But John Marshall, the kid from Gonzaga, who's at the Naval Academy. If you were watching last week when they played Temple, they basically called his name on every play. He rushed the passer. He was.
He's playing like a hybrid linebacker spot. It's perfect for him.
It's amazing. He's everywhere. Number one is everywhere. It was senior day. Saw his dad Terry was on the field, walking his kid out, and to show out like that on senior day with a big win over Temple. Next up for Navy, I believe, is Notre Dame on the 12th. And then, of course, the whole country looks forward to the Army-Navy game shortly thereafter. So shout out to all the kids from this rivalry and from our league that make their way to the service academies. And, man, just getting to watch them play at that level is amazing.
And how cool is it John Marshall gets to tell the tales of living through the St. John's-Gonzaga rivalry and the Army-Navy rivalry. That's pretty. Yeah. That's
amazing.
8 to 10 ridiculous contests that he got to play in his life. That's special.
Not to mention, he's a senior at Navy, and Caleb is a sophomore, technically, officially, at USC. So that combo.
I don't do math. Don't have me do math. Somebody else can figure that out.
This will be a false start on the defense, I should say, encroachment, offsides on the defense.
And I believe Caleb entered college before he did.
That's kind of where I'm going with this. It's just a funny way of the way it works. It is. The whole time I'm sitting there, they're like senior day, and I see Terry Marshall walk on the field. I'm like, wait a second, Caleb's only a sophomore. It's just great.
John Marshall's needed elsewhere. They're getting him through and getting him ready to defend the country.
He's going to be wearing the greatest home jersey on the planet. Conrad under center. Hand off to Fred. No gain.
Sorry, Caleb will, I'm sure, have him come along to the Pro Bowl once or twice, or whatever they call that now, because that guy's heading to bigger and better places, and he is absolutely, he's the best I ever saw.
Yes, he is.
Big time play in the middle there.
2nd and goal. Inside.
Alex Provencher.
Another run up the middle for Fred, and he's got nothing there. Adrian Littleton.
I mean, it's almost like Travers is on the sidelines going, run it again.
Yeah, old Herb Brooks.
Run it again.
And you know he's setting something up here. So here comes a little play action boot. We're going to have a little.
Yeah. Now we got onto the field Daniel Holmes. Keep your eyes on him. He didn't even run to the huddle. He just ran straight out. He's one-on-one, singled up on the far left. We got a Fly Eagles Fly call from the sidelines. I believe we're going to get a timeout.
By whom?
I think St. John's looked out and saw that one-on-one matchup out there and wants to talk things over.
Rob Stewart's had a great game. I'm going to tell you, they gave the wings flapping sign. Daniel Holmes started on the sidelines, and he sprinted to the wideout spot, didn't even check in with his team, and he stood out there, and you saw St. John's defense like, whoa, 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 that's Daniel Holmes.
Well, also, as you both well remember, the Gonzaga-DeMatha championship game, they ran Philly special to Caleb Williams for a touchdown.
Yep, they sure did.
In a goal line scenario just like this, so.
Imperative for Gonzaga to come away with points here. Obviously, they need 7. They're not going to be happy with 3, but they've got to ring up the scoreboard on this drive. They've worked too hard in the 3rd quarter to come away empty.
Man, it's pretty neat to have the ability to say, hey, D.D. Holmes, why don't you get on out there?
Yeah, right.
We know your skills in the court. We know what you've been doing as a pass rusher today. Why don't you go run a little one-on-one route in the red zone for us?
Let's see if that play call is still on. Could ultimately be a great timeout for Coach Ward. Yeah, there he is. Sprinting out. And he's going to draw Shamar McIntosh. One-on-one, wide side of the field. 3rd and goal, and here comes the ball. And Holmes fighting for it, and that'll be pass interference.
Yeah. Too much of his body. I think it was defense. I think he had too much of his body on him. Boxing him out. I don't know. Just maybe too much contact before the ball arrived.
Absolutely was.
I mean, there's a lot of fight in that play.
Yeah, I think it usually goes to the offense there because he's trying to come back to the ball. He didn't really turn around. Not that you have to in high school, but just I think it was too much contact, and it made it. And it looks more awkward for the defense.
But it's not an automatic first in high school, is it? I don't believe that it is. I believe it'll still be 3rd and goal. It's a half a distance call. Now you got Burke Carroll on the left side against Rob Stewart.
He's on the other side.
Yes, you got Holmes on the right, but you got Burke Carroll on the left. I got a feeling this ball is coming back to the left side, to the tight end. What do I know? Here it comes. There it is. Burke Carroll.
It's a great throw.
Yeah. I mean, Carroll makes it look so easy.
He does. That ball had to be right there, and it was. That's excellent execution there.
There's the touchdown Gonzaga so needed on this drive. A point after attempt on the way. We're going to St. John's player down. Here's another look at it. Carroll singled up on the left and just bodies up. That's,
I don't know what you do.
That's the difference between a classically, that's a well-trained receiving tight end. Holmes is a amazing athlete, but also a defensive lineman, first and foremost. That's the difference. The body positioning. Carroll made it look easy because he did it right, perfectly. Not a lot you can do there, Kev.
No, you compete, you play hard, but you want to put that ball right there and have a guy like that with that size. That's his red zone execution at his finest. I mean, what do you do?
Yeah. Burke's going to have some opportunities to do that at the next level.
Yeah, he's a heck of a player. And I like that they let him play down there. They were both kind of, hand fighting a little bit, but nothing too much, trying to maintain their space. And
I mean, the size of Carroll, though, first and foremost, gives him such a huge advantage. And then his ability to position his body in front of the defender while the ball was in the air just gave him no chance.
I feel like they might have worked on that a little bit.
I think it's 0.
Yeah,
it's Brayon Williams.
He's getting helped off.
And he's been a factor today for St. John's all day, so I hope he's healthy first and foremost, but see if he's able to make his way back on the field. Pretty ginger on that left foot. Point after coming up here, and it's a big one. Win at their back, not really a factor.
Look. There's someone way spread out right there for the Eagles. They're running a little swing and gate formation here. Just going to feel it out, see how St. John. There you go.
Got there. All right, so St. John's D's it up. Oh, they're still going to call it.
What a play. That is selling out Tariq. Hey, that is the play. That is so big by Tariq Heyer. I mean, he fully extended and knocked that ball down. Very interesting choice.
The Brendan Lee shuffle pass.
You want to talk about aggressive.
That was aggressive.
I mean, that in a game where any points are hard to come by, he must feel confident about the way that their offense has been moving that ball to be able to take that shot.
Well, we said it before. That was a big point after because it would have tied the game.
Hey, it's the last game of the season.
That's right.
It's not playoff worthy. No. You can take these shots in this game.
I love that both these coaches have been so aggressive. I love the idea of going down there and doing that. Tariq Heyer just made a heck of a play there, man. He fully extended, sold out for the team, and got a piece of the ball.
The fourth quarter will get started with St. John's on top 14-13. Gonzaga to kick off here. It's everything we wanted, guys. A tight ball game going into the fourth quarter. The oldest high school Catholic rivalry in high school sports.
And this game never fails, man.
It never does. 100 times these schools have met. Can't imagine many days better than this in mid-November. I'm sure it happened every once in a while, but this feels like early September weather. Oh.
And another reminder, St. John's will have the wind at their back as it blows off the tee for the 5th time. I mean, it's just.
We hadn't talked about the wind in a while. Wind wanted to know, let us know that it's still here.
Is the rule the same as it is in other levels? If it falls off twice, someone's got to hold it, or will they let them try as many times as it takes?
I'm just going to say sure, Ken.
Sure. Okay, excellent. That ball will be fielded at the 8-yard line. Blunt. No, I'm sorry, that's Jason Woods. Makes his way up to about the 27, 28-yard line, where the Cadets will take over 1st and 10.
It is now time to feed Dejan and limit the offensive holding penalties. for the St. John's Cadets. And this bend but don't break Gonzaga defense, they need to get off the field as quickly as possible. Get the ball back in this offense. It's starting to find its rhythm. Don't let them sit on the sidelines too long. Let's get the guys back here, let Aiden go back to work.
Well, St. John's needs to learn offensively just to get on schedule, stay on schedule, not have any of those negative plays.
Pitch left. Riggs.
Well, they start off
lose
with a loss
one.
of
Markeith Hogan, we said he's going to be everywhere, and he's all over that play.
He's fun to watch.
He is. Mary Mack was smart to get in there first because this guy's going to be a heck of a player at the next level.
The tops are off. But in the student section on the right. At least it's a little warmer for those kids this time around. I felt bad for them last year. It was like 10 degrees outside. French to throw. Slant to Greg. Throwing at his knees. Incomplete.
They could have used that one. I know it was kind of low, and it was a bullet, but it hits you in the hands. That makes a 3rd and 4.
Yeah.
If he gets caught right there where he caught it. I mean, it would have been a difficult catch, but now it's 3rd and 11. Let's see if Gonzaga brings any pressure here. A guy like Riggs, though, you got to bring pressure in lanes.
3rd and 11. French to throw. He's forced up in the pocket. He's going to be brought down. There's a flag down. We'll see what the call is. David McMorris.
What a play. He was getting held, too. I think that's what the flag's going to be, but doesn't matter.
Agree.
They brought the pressure.
Yeah, he's a handful. Well, that's exactly what this Gonzaga football team needed.
And look at this. This is what I love. What was once a 20-on-20 game over on the baseball field is now a bunch of kids being like, wait a second, something's happening on that football field right now. We better pay attention.
As soon as someone raises that 4th quarter fist, they all know they better get their spot at the fence.
That's right.
But just like us, there's some young kids over there going to be talking about this game 20 years from now. I was here, I was there, I was standing right there when that happened.
Messenger with the boot. Nice hang time. Fair catch called for by Brendan Lee at the 43, 44-yard line. Well, Gonzaga will take over and go to work on offense with 10.5 minutes to go in this game. Down by 1. Aiden Conrath time.
I want to say this, Griffin Dorman is one of the best long snappers in the nation. He's the type of kid that can earn a scholarship doing it. That ball was right on the money, and that allows Shane Messenger to put that ball sky high. But when you got Brendan Lee back there, you're not worried about too much.
That's right.
Excellent special teams on both sides this time of year, getting ready for the playoffs, but they're not worried about that. The 10:31 on that clock is all that matters. A lot of these guys have been thinking about this game their entire lives. It's 1 point. Here we go.
Tell you what, it's number 68, Xavier Allen. He is a monster.
DCSAA heavyweight wrestling champ.
Good Lord, that is a man.
Fred moving to his left. Quick throw to Burke Carroll, and he makes a couple guys miss and gets positive yardage on 1st down for Gonzaga.
Alex Provencher again. He's had about 3 or 4 tackles today, and he's made his presence felt. Number 24 has been making plays.
The junior linebacker for St. John's in the middle of the field there.
I like that play design. David Fred in the left flat with a little pump fake, a little slip screen by the tight end Burke Carroll.
Conrad to throw. Again. Ooh. Burke Carroll almost threw his hands up to get that, but Asa Mayo.
Conrad's in rhythm.
Yeah, I don't know if that was meant for Mayo or for Carroll, because you had 2 guys really close together there.
I think Carroll judged what this ball was doing and realized it wasn't for him. Mayo's been working the sidelines all day for the Eagles, and he's been doing it expertly. He'll line up wide left. Cody Hobson in the backfield, standing at his own 49-yard line. Conrad to throw. He's going deep.
That is a perfectly.
Brandon Lee.
That
Touchdown, Gonzaga.
There's a flag at the midfield line. It's going to be holding.
That was a
What
perfect
a ball.
route and a perfect ball.
And that flag was thrown before the ball was thrown. You've seen that on the instant replay. Brandon Lee makes a great adjustment.
You think he came to play football today?
Wow.
Oh, man, dude. Oh, he spun the ball on him. He didn't get the penalty.
He didn't get the flag.
For spinning the ball on him.
I saw that. I want to go point it out.
Hey, man,
that guy,
this is an emotional game.
He deserved it. I mean, that was a baller play right there.
Oh, I'm not. Hey, trust me, I'm not someone that can talk any trash about doing something emotionally after a big play.
Referee sorting it out. Everyone's moved back. We do expect this to be 10 the other way.
I thought your hip just like kind of came out of place. You were just trying to get back in the position when you did that.
Trip O'Brien was just standing next to you. If he was still here, we could have interviewed him on the topic.
And it will be. Now, is this? There's
the spot foul if it's holding. I didn't see the call.
I'm telling you what, they're going back.
They might have caught. They might have thrown a flag.
I was going to say
on Brendan Lee. I'm not sure, but this is a 30-yard penalty. He might have gotten penalized for spinning the ball right there.
On top of the hold.
Yeah, 10 yards plus 15. It looks to me like a 25-yard.
I think it is 1st and 40, man.
Coach Trivers has got to dig deep in the playbook.
Yeah,
for
they
this
did.
one.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on top of the holding. It should be a 25-yard penalty, but that looks longer than 25. Oh, no, it's a spot foul, so it's 15 on top of the spot.
Yep. For Carroll moving to his left. Conrath under pressure. Gets it to Fred right away as Trent Wilson made his presence felt in the backfield quickly. There's a St. John's player down who's blocked by us. We can't see who it is. We'll get that information to you.
It's David Ojebwe.
Okay.
Got up with a little limp and tried to make it off the field.
Maybe a cramp. Either way, it is second in eternity for the Purple Eagles.
I'll tell you right now, if I'm Mike Ward, I'm telling my defensive backs, if there is a double move, tackle him. It is not an automatic first down. It is first and forever.
That wasn't a double move, though.
No, I'm just saying, if that happens, let's tackle somebody. Let's not get beat.
I agree. The smoothness that Lee plays with.
Yes. He's fluid. It's just amazing.
Is mesmerizing. He's not like, he's not really, really fast, but he's not slow either.
No.
Yeah, but he's got game speed.
He doesn't have like this incredible lateral speed, but he gets away from guys.
His vision, and he puts him, and he's always giving himself the best possible chance.
Fun to watch is what he is. He's a baller, and anyone who comes out and plays their best ball in this game is someone that deserves recognition.
That's right.
Not only that, but this Gonzaga team is notorious for playing their best ball this time of year as well. This is the best game they've played in conference all year long.
Without a doubt.
Well,
without a doubt.
100 times they've been playing each other pretty much at the last week of the season. Nobody knows better than St. John's that you don't want to be in a 1-point game against Gonzaga in the middle of November. Now, St. John's brings quite a team onto the field themselves, but Coach Trivers and this Gonzaga team, they're why you say cliches like you don't want to let a team like this hang around.
Well, this has played out exactly how Gonzaga has wanted it, to be in striking distance at the end of the game.
Ojebwe back on the field.
Conrath looking to his left, now over the center. Brendan Lee with some room to run over the middle. Will make his way to the 44-yard line. Third down.
And there's not enough ink for the stat sheet for this kid at this point.
So you You'd love to have a first down, obviously. You'd love to be the recipient of a big play. You don't want to turn it over, and you want to preserve the ability to flip the field if that's what you're forced to do. But you can't play it safe, not in the fourth quarter of a 1-point game.
St. John's playing coverage here in 3rd and 20 plus. Watch out for the crosser here.
Keep everything in front of you. Is what he's
Quickly
saying.
to Brendan Lee. He's got some blockers. He's getting to the sidelines. Flag on the play. In the direction of where Burke Carroll was blocking.
Not typical of the Gonzaga Eagles, this amount of penalties on the fourth quarter drive.
Looked like he was blocking Brayon Williams, who is back in this ballgame for St. John's.
Ooh, he looked like he'd be out for the day. He was struggling over here on the sidelines.
And he's got a little bit of a gimp, but he's back on the field.
And that's the freshman that was out here playing bumper cars in the first half. I mean,
We'll see. It looks like Coach Ward is trying to get a feel for, does he want to take the penalty and back him up, or does he want to make it 4th down? We'll see. Going to be holding on Gonzaga. I believe that's 87. They're taking the penalty, and it will be 3rd down again. Well, because you figure Gonzaga's probably going for it, so better to play with the yards.
And they lost about 3 yards, 2 yards. From the
Yeah, because that
spot.
hold was right around the line of scrimmage, if not even behind the right tee. Keep around Asa Mayo at the bottom of your screen. He's been a first down machine for these guys today, but it's a tall order. Fred.
I tell you what, great job by Aiden Conrad buying time to allow the play to set itself up.
David Fred puts him in 4th and about 10, we'll call it 4th and 12.
I thought at first he bailed too early, but it was just him setting up the screen and allowing Fred to get open.
Gonzaga's going to bring the punt team on the field. Dejon Riggs back to receive. Fake out to the left to Brandon Lee. Up the sideline.
Nope.
Not going to be enough.
Guys, Joey Reese completed this pass in this game last year on the sidelines for a huge momentum boost for the Eagles. They tried it again. That wind took that ball and sailed it back left. Did not give Brendan Lee enough time to make the play.
We'll see it again.
What they do is did Lee just pretend like he was going off the field? And then
he was uncovered, but Brayon Williams got out there quickly.
That freshman, I'm telling you, man, putting his impact on this game today, using his noggin out there. You saw as soon as he let go of that ball, you know, it was just floating. It was floating. It's just, it's tough out there.
Under 8 minutes. St. John's needs a different looking offensive drive than the one they just had when they got off the field. Too fast. Brayon Williams. Jason Woods out to the left.
Wildcat, Dejon.
Dejon up the middle.
I think you're going to get a steady diet of this. At the beginning of this broadcast, I said you'd see him run it, you'd see him catch it, you'd see him throw it. He threw a ball 45 yards for a touchdown against the Matha 2 weeks ago that I couldn't believe I ever saw a running back throw.
One Dino Campbell was not very happy about that.
Well, when all of a sudden you see that this guy with that ability to run and catch just throws a seed on the line, most defensive coordinators don't enjoy that very much.
2nd and 6. Riggs stays in at quarterback. And as he sorts things out, Sean Williams, Brayon Williams in the backfield. And it's the give on the end around. Jason Woods. First down, Cadets.
That foot in the grass got him that extra yard that he needed to get the first down. That was amazing.
The speed. And the ability to change direction. Boom. Oh, slow step.
He did slow step it.
Oh,
that was a drag step.
The football equivalent of a Euro step.
And with the clock moving and the Cadets offense moving, number 3, stays in charge of the offense here in the fourth quarter.
Coach Ward said, Dink, can you go take care of this for me right now?
Be interesting to see if we get a throw on this drive. My guess is no, but here comes Riggs. Looking for a spot to put his foot down and his shoulder down. He managed to get positive yards.
Yeah, he didn't want to go out of bounds, though. He didn't want to stop that clock.
And he did stay in bounds.
He did.
Picked up 2.
You tip the cap to Gonzaga's defensive line. They're out there filling gaps and maintaining their integrity of the defense, while this guy's back there bobbing and weaving, looking like
a Le'Veon Bell in his prime.
It really does look like him. He has that rhythm to his gait. He's different, but Gonzaga's D-line did exactly what they were supposed to do to limit the yardage.
Blunt is going to get McMorris is going to have 2 chances to bring him down, and he gets him on the second chance. It's hard to you got to tip your hat to Blunt for breaking that first tackle, but McMorris, he stayed alive. Brings up 3rd down. 5.5 to go with the clock moving. 3rd and 13, 3rd and 12.
St. K. Blunt mostly utilized between the tackles. You don't see him running wide all that often. And they're sticking with the formation. This might be the chance. If you're not going to throw it on 3rd and 12, you're not going to throw it.
Ruskovich, wide left. Riggs shows throw, and he'll be dropped. Oh, they're going to call him in the grasp. McMorris with the sack. Another loss there for the Cadet offense, and Shea Messenger come onto the field to kick this ball. Gonzaga should.
They're going to have a lot of time.
Yeah, they'll get the ball with about 4 minutes to go here in this game.
Yeah, I don't care what the clock says. There's always plenty of time left in this game.
Sure.
Code says zeros on it.
This is true, but I think what they were trying to do, obviously, was milk the clock.
No doubt.
Just not even make big plays. Just get that time down.
And guarantee no turnover.
Yeah.
Brendan Lee back to receive the punt. He'll fair catch it at the 20.
No. He's roughing the kicker, Hunter.
It's going to be.
That's
Look
automatic.
at Sean Williams and Shea Messenger.
There was 12 men on the field. He was just counting. That was 12 men on the field by Gonzaga.
We'll see what the call is here. We got referees sorting things. And they're still talking about it. Looks like it's going to be another kick.
I think it was 12 men. Yep.
Yeah.
12 men on the field for Gonzaga. It's just a 5-yard penalty. Free kick.
And now it's going on St. John's.
There's a penalty on St. John's.
I'm thoroughly confused. All I know is
somebody get that ref on mic.
The down marker and the 10-yard markers have never been more separated in two consecutive drives than these last two.
I will see your 3rd and 40 and raise you a 3rd and 50.
Yes. Better punt this time. Another fair catch. Brendan Lee is moving backwards. Flag on the field. As the ball's down to the 30-yard line.
I think you're going to get a holding on the return team here. At least that's what
it looks like.
Number 25 for St. John's, Jason Woods, is suggesting.
These referees have been working overtime, but at the same time, I got to say, maybe you guys will agree or disagree. I'm always interested in your opinion. I don't think the referees have overstepped in this game.
No, we haven't really talked about it too much. So
that's good. It's a good storyline for the refs.
Well, especially on this day. Let these guys play, man.
Well, we get emails from the heads of the Referees Association in football season and basketball season on days after games, and Never ever to talk about anything. Always asking, hey, what did you see here? Do you have any other footage of this or that? They're trying to get better too.
Yeah.
That's why I do appreciate about the WCAC's referees.
Yeah, and I appreciate you deleting my audio for those emails.
I don't know who that guy was who was talking during this.
I just don't find them to be very likable in general.
Someone stole Kevin's mic again. It'll be 1st and 10. We haven't seen that in a while. 10 yards to go.
81 yards to go. Or
for points.
About
I'll tell you what, you get see
60
that
60 to go for a field goal.
I don't know. Wind is in that kicker's face going this direction.
I think 37 is too far away.
You just get the feeling something jaw-dropping is about to happen. There's less than 4 minutes. Aiden Conrath has been in rhythm. Gonzaga's been moving the ball. St. John's been fighting on D.
All right, so you think maybe the 15-yard line for a kick?
At least.
Yeah, I think so. Conrath to throw. Under pressure, he tries to step up. He's in the grass. He's going down. Sack. St. John's loss on 1st down. Adrian Littleton in on that. David Ojibwe in on that. Trent Wilson in on that. And the freshman, Tariq Boney. It's a team picture.
Ojibwe getting double teamed, splits the help, makes the play. That's why Dabo Sweeney can't wait to see him down at Clemson.
Second and 13 for Aiden Conrath and the Purple Eagle offense. Coming up on 3 to go in the game. Conrath again seeing nobody. He'll be brought down again. It won't be a sack. He'll get positive yardage, but David Ojibwe is asserting himself on this 4th quarter drive the way you would expect.
Well, this is what we see the St. John's front 7 do, and in fact, really the front 4, putting that pressure on so that Aiden Conrath doesn't even have a chance to look down the field, try to push the ball down.
And he's also at the disadvantage that they're only getting that pressure with 4, so they got 7 guys back there. He's got to decipher who to get the ball around.
Good job for Mike Ward's secondary. He's taking away 1st and 2nd options for Aiden Conrath in these first 2 downs. Winston moving out to left. Conrath to throw. He floats one. Burke Carroll.
Incomplete. What a hit.
Yeah, the hit.
Shamar McIntosh. Well-timed hit on the shoulder pads of Burke Carroll, who almost had the reception for a 1st down and huge yardage for the Purple Eagles.
Conrath dropped that right in above him.
He threw a money ball, and Shamari, oh man, what a play on offense and defense. That's great football, guys.
Shoulder to shoulder contact. Perfect hit from his defender on a wide receiver.
Well, that's the part of the zone that they're coming after again, guys. It's coming right back out. Burke Carroll or Brennan Lee in the middle of the field.
Winston again, motion to the left. Aiden steps up in the pocket, buying himself some time. He gets the ball out, but it'll be incomplete. St. John's will take over with 2:19 to go in the game.
St. John's defensive line just stepped up and made the stop of the day.
That front 4 for St. John's on this drive was the absolute story of this drive.
Looked like it was going to be somewhat of a desperation, attempt. But the defensive line pushed Conrath away from the side where he had 4 receivers running downfield. And he just couldn't step into it or even give him a shot to catch it.
Isaiah French is back on the field. There's no more Wildcat.
But likely still plenty of Dejon Riggs to come. Dejon Riggs.
They just moved Jordan Seaton in from left tackle. They put him at left guard, and they had him pull, and Dejon followed him to the right side. That's an interesting little wrinkle.
A gain of about 3, 2nd and 7. St. John's can get a 1st down inside the 5. We got a timeout on the field. I believe this one is going to be Gonzaga's timeout. Want to preserve some clock for that offense. Try to hold St. John's to a field goal and give them a chance to win it with a touchdown.
I don't think they would kick it. This is 4-down territory. I don't think they want to mess around with that, but I could be wrong here. But if you keep these guys pinned down here, the way that defensive line just exploded in that last series.
That's right. And it was at the end of the first half when this Gonzaga defense stood strong and made a huge stop to keep St. John's from putting points on the board to close out that first half.
The most important thing for St. John's, just don't give the ball away. Secure the ball. Don't worry about getting into the end zone. Just don't lose the ball.
Riggs around the right side. Flag on the field. If the play stands, it'll be 1st and goal. Seaton once again pulling from that left guard spot, Kevin.
That's a lot of man pulling.
We'll see what the call, who the call's on.
Let's see out wide. I think they got a wide receiver.
And we'll be holding on St. John's.
I remember. Looks like they got. So, watch number 25, Jason Woods here.
This is a play from earlier.
25 coming off the right side. He comes in. He reaches in a little bit.
Yeah.
The hands up. The hands up always tells the story.
So Gonzaga
I didn't do anything.
will accept the penalty.
It's either that or
my hands are up.
It's either hands up or behind the back.
Yeah.
I mean, you have two options.
It'll be 2nd and long. It's a tough. I'm sure it was a decision there because you got to manage timeouts, clock, and a short field.
With one timeout left. You're correct. It's an interesting.
Because they've retained the down, so that gives them a chance to burn another play clock. French coming back out, the quarterback. Can't imagine they're going to get too
with one
exotic here.
You're right, Ken. With one timeout left here on 2nd down, they run the ball. Gonzaga calls the timeout. There'll be a little less than 2 minutes left on the clock. Then St. John's runs the ball down again on 3rd down, and that's when all the time tick-tocks away, and that's when St. John's has to make a choice on 4th.
4 wide receivers. Ruskovich motions into H. Riggs over the left side. He stays on his feet. He's not getting brought down. He makes up the penalty yardage and then some. Gonzaga will get a timeout call. As Kevin said, it'll be just under 2 minutes, 1:57 to go. It'll bring up 3rd and short. 3 or 4 yards here for the Cadet offense.
Yeah, too much time.
Dejan's going to want to cover that ball up, guys. He's got one hand on that thing right now. It's a little loose. I think someone's going to give him a little bit of advice over there. Squeeze it.
And St. John's can get a 1st down. The 1st down would be at about the 5-yard line, I believe.
That's right. Yep, they can get the 1st
so
and goal.
They could get a 1st down, and that would be the best scenario for St. John's.
Yeah, that's really the goal line.
There's too much time on the clock right now for them to have it run out.
That's really the goal line. The goal line stand has to be on that 1st down line here for Gonzaga.
St. John's freshman number 71, offensive lineman, our guy Jordan Harrison just came over on the screen and pounded his chest and said, "Run my way, run my way." There's a lot of underclassmen showing some guts out here. So let's keep an eye on it here. Lined up as the left guard behind Jordan Seaton, the left tackle. That's convincing enough for me to run the ball that way.
I like to see that.
I didn't mean myself. I meant Dejan Riggs.
Handoff over the left side. Riggs, touchdown with a flag on the left side. We'll see what the laundry is. You know what? As soon as I go and say that the referees haven't been overly involved in this game, it will be holding on St. John's.
I don't know, did he get in?
Let's see. Let's see. They got Jordan Seaton's got his arms out a little bit. They're going to get Jordan Seaton, the side judge, got the left tackle. He did get his left arm a little bit out, too high on the shoulder pad, but
now again,
I'm not sure.
They'll march him back. but you get 2 downs here to run some clock.
Well, this down right here, but then that fourth, that's when you got to make a choice.
That's right.
And great job saying that the referees, were
right. It's my fault. Blame me.
There's been 5.
I've never seen a referee
since
jinx.
I said that.
There's been 5 zebra meetings since you mentioned that.
I've never seen a referee jinx before.
We always have a first of some kind every week. Ruskovich in motion to the right.
They're running it left.
Here comes Riggs to the left. McMorris in the backfield misses the tackle. Another flag is Riggs up the middle of the field. This will be a touchdown for St. John's.
That's coming back, though.
It depends on what the referee says. He's pointing to Gonzaga.
Let's see this one.
I could be wrong.
That is coming back.
What a finish to this game. There's a man down here for the Eagles.
What did you do, Ken?
I think this penalty is on Gonzaga.
Oh, it's going to be on St. John's. There's a hold. They're going to call Jordan Seaton again.
Okay.
D.D. Holmes is over there with his hands up. He felt like he was.
I mean, we couldn't make it more dramatic if we tried. And thankfully, Jalen Bogues is able to walk off after a meeting with Jordan Seaton at the 20-yard line. Student section giving Bogues some support. Now Pat Ward and Mike Ward are involved in this meeting. And they're asking, would this be a first down, an automatic first down, or in which case they would take the penalty, or just yards, in which case they'll take the touchdown? That's what I think they were asking the referees. And we'll see.
See right there in the freeze frame, nice job, Luke, that Jordan Seaton's left hand was a little bit on the left shoulder, but guess what? I think you can call that on every play if you like.
Yeah, of course. I think did some extra referees just come onto the field for this meeting? They had a chance to email some referees that they were local in the area, maybe calling a game nearby.
How about the strength?
And they're involved.
Of Dejan there.
Oh yeah.
David McMorris is a beast, and he had him. Dejan's got that lower body strength.
I feel like people are just putting on striped shirts and getting onto the field at this point. Okay. Second meeting with the coaches. See how it goes.
We still don't know what the original
We have
call
no
was.
idea. None. Just probably that I'm wrong. But how did Jordan Seaton's helmet come off?
Daniel Holmes and him were just getting after
No
it.
hands to the face there, though, right? Because that's the only thing I was thinking. So the ball is going to be put down at the 20-yard line, 21-yard line. And it's going to be holding on Gonzaga.
Wow.
It's going to be an offsetting penalty on St. John's.
All that for a do-over.
To replay the down.
Oh, my goodness. Well, there you go. That down never happened, everybody. Forget what you saw. It never happened.
So they've either run the same play 5 times in a row or no plays at all. I'm not sure which, but I imagine this ball is getting run by Dejan Riggs behind that left side of the line.
Not for nothing, but you could run it and hold on every play for the next 5 and run the clock out.
Jordan Seaton back at guard. He's pulling in the run to the right.
Sure is. There's the pull. Dejan Riggs. Counter to the right. Up the middle. And he's loose. No flags on the play. Dejan Riggs finds pay dirt. Working some magic in the backfield for the Cadet offense.
Abracadabra.
He was all the way to the right of the tackle on the right side, and he got all the way back to the left.
How many times can you hit the B button on one run?
Uh-oh, we're going to get some donuts here by the flagmobile. Hold on tight.
But what do you do if you're St. John? You just kick it? 8-point game. This may work out best for Gonzaga in scenario-wise to have the opportunity with 1:33 to get a ball and possibly a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So
They're going for the jugular.
They're going to go for 2 here, which is, I think, a smart move.
Well, I'm going to say whatever Pat does in these situations, we're just going to say it's smart. We got Brayon Williams now in the backfield. Sean Williams in motion to the left. French awaits the snap. He's looking for a throw out to the back corner of the end zone. Asa Gregg in.
Great play call.
Touch.
That'll do it. I mean, that's
22-13 with 1.5 to go. It's a 2-score game.
There's no 9-point play.
No, but there is a Dejon Riggs, and that young man has 16 carries for 170 yards and 2 touchdowns, and was brilliant to watch.
Wow, that's a day at the office.
Asa Gregg gets to the back of the end zone. Nice throw by French.
That was a great play.
If you're driving a blue minivan, T, is that what they said? One and a half
There's
to go.
Dejon, 1 cut, 2 cuts, 1 spin, another cut. That's just lower body, feet never stop. This kid's a special talent, and what a nice block right there by Sean Williams to free him up.
Setting it up, setting the edge. Sealing it. That's team ball.
I tell you what, man, it was Dejon versus Brennan out here today, and those 2 guys, no matter what happens in 133, should walk off this field with their heads held high.
Messenger with the wind. Gets it into the end zone. Gonzaga 1st and 10 from the 20. We've said it a million times before. We'll say it again now. Until that last whistle goes off, don't go anywhere.
We all knew this game would be won at the line of scrimmage, and the St. John's defensive line just stepped up on that previous drive and shut down that Gonzaga offense that had been humming. They were just catching stride. Then the offensive line comes out and gets the job done on the ground.
Brayon Williams comes off here at the end. He has been gutting through some leg injuries this game. Aiden Conrath to throw. And he had Darius Wise Jr. on the sidelines. In fact, it was a pretty good throw. Up and over coverage.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with Aiden Conrad's game today. Just see how he's matured from a year ago.
He's very crisp.
Yes, I mean he's just he just
and poised.
Very impressive. Poised. Yes, he looks seasoned out there now, as opposed to just coming off the JV, going against
His performance took them to a new level offensively today.
Yeah.
Along with his main man, number 12, Brennan Lee.
Moving out to his left, gets the ball away. Darius Wise.
Nice grab.
It's good for a 1st down. Gonzaga's moving the chains. No timeouts to stop the clock. They get right back to the line of scrimmage. Conrath, he'll be sacked.
The senior.
Adrian Littleton. Adrian Littleton.
With that $1 million smile, flashing it out there.
Referee timeout.
I think that might be Gonzaga's final timeout. They still had one left. So they didn't have to call it on that 3rd down.
Gotcha. They didn't update the board.
Maybe not. They're out. They're back out there. They're ready to go.
And the clock winds. 50 seconds. Quick throw out to Burke Carroll. He's at the 43-yard line. Gonzaga's offensive line is ready to go. 30 seconds. Conrath to the sidelines. Jalen Penn senior wide receiver, stops the clock. 27 seconds to go. Past midfield now. And St. John's is going to call a timeout here. And that's just, you see some tongues dragging.
Even though it's going to be even though it's going to be a miracle for Gonzaga to pull off a win here, they're likely going to lose. I think it's still, this game is a huge confidence booster for them heading into the playoffs. They're going to be the 4th seed. They're going to play DeMatha. But the way they came out here, played, and executed is going to give them some confidence that I don't think they normally would have had going into the postseason.
Yeah, I think Dino will be walking around all week with images of Brennan Lee in his head.
Both of these teams will travel for the first week of the WCAC playoff bracket. If the result holds, Gonzaga is off to play DeMatha. St. John's go to play Good Counsel. Everyone knows everyone at this time of year, T.
What's that?
Everyone knows everyone. There's no, you're playing everybody for the second time. It will not be a back-to-back, though. It will not be a two-game back-to-backer like we've seen.
I think we saw a little bit of the game last night between Good Counsel and DeMatha. They didn't quite show everything that they have. It was a pretty vanilla game. It's going to be interesting what happens over the next 2 weeks.
Conroth under pressure. Winston. He makes his way up the field. He's past the 20, and he gets out of bounds inside the 20. 18 seconds to go. No quit on I Street.
That kid's tough, man.
Yep. Brendan Lee on the bottom of your screen. Aiden will throw this away. 13 seconds to go. It'll be second down.
So they're going to kick the field goal now.
And then onside kick.
Onside kick, give themselves, hopefully, if they make this, just a shot in the end zone.
Jalen Penn on for the attempt. Austin Lathrop to hold. The kick is up. Is it going to be long enough?
Into the wind.
It's into the wind, and it dies in the end zone. St. John's come onto the field for victory formation, and the home fans are starting to feel it.
And a huge boost for the Cadets, their first win in a little bit, and with all the kids they had out, both teams had plenty out, but that's one of those wins that sends you into the playoffs feeling pretty good about things. And as should Gonzaga, like you just said, man, and I guarantee you the Good Counsel are feeling great. Everyone thinks it's their chance.
Well, I don't think that this is a game that St. John's just survived. I think they had some kids out there playing that don't normally get play time. You're going to need some depth in the playoffs. Who knows how many of these guys are going to come back for the playoffs. They got better today. They got better today, for sure.
French with the kneel down. And that'll do it. Your final. St. John's. The Cadets 22. The Purple Eagles 13. In the 100th meeting between the two, well, I should say the oldest Catholic school rivalry in the country.
I told you I trust those researchers.
It's been a great day out here. On behalf of First Amendment Sports, I'm Ken Marangolo. He's Kevin Ricca.
This was fantastic. Thank you, everyone, for allowing us to be here, be a part of this whole entire day.
He's Tim Strachan.
Yep, congrats to the winners, congrats to the seniors, but good luck to everybody going into the playoffs for the next 2 weeks. Come catch it out on First Amendment Sports.
We will be seeing you. We'll be on the road. Come check us out. Be a subscriber. It's free. Click on subscribe. Follow us. Thanks again.